All right, hello, folks.
Ah.
See, if I try to say something, Ohio would try to say something silly. I didn't want him to because this is the first time I've ever done a chat where Ohio wasn't trying to make something, while I tried to say hi to everybody before he did. So, anyways, I hope everybody's been well. I haven't been around, I don't know, 2 weeks, anyways, 2.5 weeks.
Yeah, you didn't announce from the archives.
Try 4.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say 3 weeks, right?
4.
3 or 4, one or the other. When's the last chat I did? Let me see.
Before Thanksgiving.
Oh, it was hang on, the 17th was the last time I did a chat. Jezzo, how the hell are you, kid? Good to see you. Jay Watson, good to see you, sir. And then there's Big Dog, another guy. So it's been nuts. I was talking to these guys offline, and it's just been fucking hell. So, and then what Saturday did I fall asleep? Stevie didn't do one tonight. And by the way, I had service up north because I'll get to the phone call. I mean, the text I made to Michigan in a little bit. But everybody tells me I got a new phone. I'm up in the middle of the fucking woods, up in the middle of nowhere, and I'm texting people.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, the only thing I can't do is like download a photo or something. I don't give a fuck. I can call my daughter. I love my daughter so much. My youngest one, camera girl. Well, first of all, I didn't realize I had service, right? Because I haven't had service up there in I can't tell you how many years. So, the first morning we go out was Saturday morning because I went up Friday after Thanksgiving. So I went out, and all of a sudden my phone rang. And I'm like, why is my phone ringing?
Duck.
And who is it? Who's behind me?
One of your beautiful daughters.
I have a beautiful daughter.
Yeah.
Okay, 17 years, and I know which one it is.
Here's my detective book.
All right, just leave it here.
I want your wife's name.
Just leave it here. All right? All right. So my buddy calls me, and all of a sudden my phone's ringing. I'm on the phone. I'm like, what are you doing? He goes, oh my God, I didn't even mean to call you. I go, hey, that's pretty cool. My phone works. So anyways, this one over here, the one that just left, she calls.
Okay.
Dad, I'm like, yeah. She goes, are you out in the woods hunting? I said, no, honey. I wait till the nighttime, then I go hunting. And she's like, oh, yeah, that's right. I'm sorry. She hangs up. As soon as it gets dark, she calls me. I'm walking down the trail. She calls me. I said, what is the problem? Nothing. I just want to say hi. Hey, Boyd, Vanessa, how are you? Merry Christmas, everybody.
Can't really fault her for that,
Happy New Year. Kwanzaa. Is it, what do you call it yet, too? What is that? Hey, hand pink waving. Boyd. So, Ohio, let me tell you my 2 hunting things, and then you can tell you yours because you were mentioned off air that you had one. We should have had. So, first of all, let me do this. So, Saturday was the last day of rifle / shotgun season. So we go out, and I don't have a doe tag. I didn't win the doe because up there it's a lottery for the does. It's not like around here. They call it a lottery, but it's not around here. I can go buy all the fucking doe tags I want. I go walking out of the trail around, I don't know, 4:15 or so. Biggest fucking doe I've ever seen. I'm like, you fucking miserable bitch. So I was seeing those. Monday, kid goes out. It's Kid Bill. He says, all of those I saw last year, I'm shooting one this year. Da, 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 da. I was good luck. Because he had a doe tag.
Oh.
Shooting time was 6:14. At 6:16, he shot a doe. Pulls up to the gate, shuts his door, loads his gun, walks through the gate. He shot a doe.
Wow.
Wonder how big that doe was?
How big was it?
It's going to either be one or the other.
Right.
61 pounds.
Woo! It was a whopper.
So, in all
I've never
actuality,
shot one that tiny before.
in all actuality, though, because it was technically a buck, but he could take it as a doe because the horns weren't 3 inches or more.
Right.
So he used that for his doe tag.
Tell you what, good eating though.
Well, he had to. He had to use it because if he didn't, he was going to get in trouble, right? So I go, here's the funny part. Had he waited 15 seconds, he could have shot his mother.
Oh, wow.
Right? And I'm like, so then he says, no, I'm just leaving. Right? And I said, they said, oh, we're going to go up. Billy shot a deer. And I'm like, what? I go, it's not even, what's it, 5 minutes of shoot time? We shot a deer, knock it out. Sure as fuck. I goes, I thought you said you shot a deer. He's like, I did. I said, where is it? It's in the back of the truck. I go, where? My buddy says, you know your toolboxes and shit that you put on your truck, right?
Oh, no.
Oh, is it in the tool?
It was so small you'd slid underneath the thing. And I'm like, you're kidding me. I says, what'd you do? Shoot a dog? We up his ass. We're just up his ass, right? It was, dude. And my buddy shot a 7-pointer. Would have been 8, but he broke one of his fucking antlers off a while ago. It wasn't like he did it while, But anyways, that was 149 or something. And I'm like, wow, they're getting skinnier. You couldn't see the 61-pound deer in the tree next to the other one. So we're pulling in from the store. And I went, oh my God, somebody stole a fucking 61-pound fucking deer. So I get on the phone and I go, Bill, somebody stole your fucking deer, kid. He comes barreling out of the fucking cabin. And now we're pulling into the driveway, right? And he goes, Mike, where are you? I said, I'm right here, you fucking idiot. Look at the truck. He goes, my deer's right here. I get out of the truck and I look, I go, sorry. I was from the other angle. You can't see it.
Can't see it from behind the branch.
But you couldn't do it. But legit, you couldn't do it. So I says, Bill, I'm not breaking balls. Come over here with me. So he goes over and I go, see, you can't see your deer behind this one. But, oh my God. But I've talked to him since then, and he said it did taste fucking absolutely delicious.
I bet.
I said, yeah, that whole
Unfortunately, you only get 2
fucking
dinners
21
out
pounds of fucking
Right.
yeah. I mean,
one sausage and some ribs, maybe.
Mikey thinks everyone is smiling and laughing. Yeah, I do a fuck face. Yeah, that's my newest word, by the way. My newest nickname, fuck face. So
that's what I was calling that one fuckface guy.
Everybody's been fuck face to me. So here's what happened. So I saw does all I saw does and one buck. I was in a skidder trail, and they were using about 40 yards away from me. They were crossing a skidder trail. like the Hershey Highway. It was just back and forth. So the one Tuesday morning, Tuesday and Wednesday, one or the other, I saw the buck, but he was way up on the hill, and there was no way I could, it wasn't going to happen. I said, okay, so he's skirting him down that. I said, that's fine. So the whole rest of the week, all I saw was the does. And I said, you bitch. Saturday morning. Was it Saturday, Dish?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I think
Saturday
so.
morning. Saturday morning, about 10 after 7. And I'm standing there, and out of the corner of my eye, I see the brown. I went, hi, girls. And I scoped it. Well, it wasn't a fucking doe. And so it's in like, it's kind of, there weren't thorns, but the fucking little stupid brushes like this big, like wickets, like the willows or whatever. They're like wicked fucking thin fucking bushes. Anyways, I had to wait for him to clear that. And he's coming out of the hardwoods. So when I looked at it, I think I had a heart attack, right? And I'm like, you got to be shitting me. So now I know hindsight's 20/20, and I get all that. I shoot and I miss,
Oh,
right?
no.
So now I'm standing in the skidder trail. Now he's walking from my left to my right. Okay. Had him dead nuts. He stopped to look up the hill. And I'm like, beautiful. It had to go right over his back. And the only reason I knew I missed him, I mean, I went back and double checked anyways, but the only reason I knew I missed him, that I was 100% sure I missed him, he started walking to me.
Oh, wow.
So now I'm reloading, and I got a semi, what do you call it, speed loader? I call it semi.
Yeah.
It's just one of those other. So, and he's not moving. He's watching me, and I'm like, oh, okay, now I can fucking shoot you. So I take no, Stevie, I got the rod out, no problem. That came right out like a one shot. Came right out, and the noise didn't bother him or nothing. Here's the noise that bothered him. When I went to fucking pack it, I hit the fucking rim of the fucking barrel with my
What?
ramrod. Click. In the hardwoods he goes. Now he doesn't take off like sprint. He just looks at me and says, see you later. So I load the fucking thing in. I'm like, just stay in the trail, stay in the trail, stay in the trail. At least I have a shot in the back of your head or something. Just stay in the fucking trail. He wouldn't stay in the trail. And then I went over a dead tree and stepped on like a 1-inch, whatever, branch or whatever, dead branch, snapped it, and then he bolted up the fucking hill because it was down into a bowl, and he just fucking bolted right up the fucking hill. I says, you miserable motherfucker. So, of course, then I had to go back to make sure that I did miss, and I did, but here's the problem. I must have shook for a fucking hour.
Right.
Right? And so I think it was, I don't know, probably a half hour afterwards or something. And I don't even know why, because I'm always thinking about him in the woods. You guys don't even want to know what I'm thinking when I'm in the woods. I'm just kidding.
Poor kid.
So it says, the only one that's not going to fucking yell at me or say something fucking asinine to me is my sweetheart. So I'm going to fucking text her. I says, Dish, I just missed a fucking deer of a lifetime. Oh, yeah, I didn't even tell you. This deer had to be, no exaggeration whatsoever, right? This thing was over 200 fucking pounds. His fucking, his tines were decent size. They weren't, like,
Big enough to make you nervous and miss.
oh no, they were big. They were probably 15 inches, 14 inches up, but it was his bow had to be as thick as my fucking wrist. And I'm like, fucking, and you ask me how I know this is because he was so fucking close to me.
Right.
And obviously I saw him through a scope anyways, but right, Boyd? But yeah, no, it was terrible. It was terrible. And I just shook and I was like, you gotta be kidding me. So my buddy calls me and he says, hey, he says, I heard a shot in your general area. Because we're all on hunt stand, right? So everybody knows where everybody is. And it's like, so he says, was that you? I said, I don't want to talk about it. I wouldn't answer anybody. Everybody's asking if I fight. I wouldn't say a fucking word. I'm not fucking talking to them after I just broke this kid's balls for shooting a fucking dog. They want me to tell them I fucking missed a fucking a deer of a lifetime. Deer of a lifetime. So here's where it gets worse. Here's how I know. The kid sent me the thing, the photo, but I don't because I can't get I couldn't get photos. It expired, so I can't get it off my phone. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, unbeknownst to me, I find a trail cam, and I'm like, huh, that motherfucker's been here all week because there's no footprints around it, no nothing. I'm like, so somebody put it in here for shotgun season. So, anyways, you guys know you're in a small town. People know this and that. The whole. We're gonna be talking with these guys Saturday afternoon, and he says, where you guys hunting? I said, right up here. I says, I fucking on the left by the brook. And I says, I just go up into the skidded trails, and I'm sitting right there. And he goes, yeah, I see where you're sitting. You're sitting on a stump. Da da da. I says, yeah. He says, right near one of my cameras I left. I says, oh, you got a camera in there? He says, yeah. And I says, here's my phone number. Can you do me a favor when you go fucking yank that shit out? He says, yeah. I says, tell me if you have a fucking gigantic fucking deer on that fucking thing. And he says, why? I says, because I missed a buck this morning and I'm not happy about it. The guy's rolling on the fucking, just shows me a picture of it. I said, yep, that's the deer. He says, yeah, he's been on the camera up since, he says, I put the camera up in October. I says, can you do me a favor? You send me that picture. He says, yeah, sure, no problem. But it wouldn't send. And then, we left Sunday morning, but our buddy up in Maine is trying to get a hold of him to see if he can, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, if he sent you a pic, you got his number. Text him yourself.
I didn't. I don't have his number.
Oh, it didn't come
Oh,
with a pic that he tried to
No.
send? Weird.
So the only picture I saw was a picture from his phone. Mikey needs a body cam when he's hunting. Yeah, no, Mikey doesn't need a body cam. No, Mikey needs to breathe, smoke a little weed.
Yeah, baby.
Have a little fucking,
And shoot at the buck in the middle.
have a little what was I asking everybody? What whiskey was I asking everybody to drink today for me? I forget. Anyways, I needed a shot. Then I needed to fucking breathe, and all I had to do, if I was smart, was get on one knee and use my elbow as a fucking rest. I would have been fine. But no, not me. No, God forbid. So I get back to work Tuesday. Yeah, I went back to work on a Tuesday, not Monday. Get back to work on Tuesday. I get back from lunch. Boss shows up with his brother. He's got a deer in the back of the car. Back of the pickup. I'm like, what'd you do? My boss's brother goes, oh, I was out hunting. He says, I went out hunting on lunch. I shot a deer. He says, Sean said you'd be able to clean it for me. I said, oh, yeah, because I'm the fucking deer cleaner of the fucking world. So it's going to cost you. He says, what's it going to cost me? It's going to cost you the hot, and it's going to cost you the fucking, you're going to give me some meat somewhere. He's like, all right.
Cool.
Yeah, so I wound up cleaning his deer for him. Well, helping him. He helped me with it. It wasn't like I did.
Yeah.
He helped me with it. And I got paid for it both ways. I got paid. I was already on the clock, and he fucking, But Mikey messed up. I mentioned his text TLN, so he had his phone plenty of time. I was like, fuck you. I don't like TLN. So I did. I texted one of my favorite beautiful young ladies, and I texted her. I was like, "You gotta be shitting me."
Yes, all your other friends thought you were dead or something. It's nice you communicate with one of us.
I was out in the middle of the woods. No, dude, I texted her like fucking. Dish, go on your thing. I texted her. I think like right after I fucking shot at her, like real close, or after I stopped shaking, so I can fucking send a text.
And
Dude,
the only person she passed it on to was Jay Watt.
Dude, I'm not. This is no joke, no nothing, right? I've never seen not in the back of somebody else's pickup truck, not at a zoo, and on a poster maybe. I've never seen a deer that big, ever.
Right.
Are you
Ever.
sure?
Oh wow.
No, I'm talking. I'm not talking.
That's mine, Mikey. That's the one I got, Mikey.
I'm about out.
Yeah.
Let me see
Keep
this.
that up way.
How do I do this?
I took my meds.
Steve, I already had him on. What do you call it? How do we put him on?
Go hover above his little picture.
Yeah, but you could. I used to do it from below.
I don't want to
Oh,
get
yeah,
too close, and you find out it really is not me in the picture.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say because I didn't even know you hunted. Let me see it.
Oh gosh.
Who shot that? Your brother?
That is a big bitch.
Yeah, it is.
That's a big one.
That's a huge one.
That was taken.
But you
That
see-
was taken. That was taken like 2 properties over from where I was hunting.
The damn reindeer.
You see his
bed.
Oh my god, my fucking mind is racing.
Now you can unpresent me. I'm
Yeah,
too
yeah,
ugly
yeah.
for that.
My mind is racing. The
Mikey, let me tell you right now, what happened to you?
high gunpowder.
Pretty much almost the same story happened to me, and the first person I sent something to was Dish. Dish got a text from me too.
See? Good minds think alike.
I was pissed. I was pissed.
That's it, honey. I'm getting implants and growing some titties. So I can be popular too.
I give you some.
Yeah, but Susie, he never answers my texts.
Right? Yeah, you gotta. When you need an answer from somebody, you text Dish because
And
she will
besides-
answer for you.
And besides, this was early in the morning. He's not even out of bed then.
Ah.
So
Oh, okay, Jay Watt. Ohio has pics of somebody else's fucking deer. Do you want me to go take a picture of somebody else's fucking deer and show it to you?
no, that's just that deer was like 2 properties over,
Yeah.
and we thought that was the big one. My mom calls me last night and she goes, "Guess what I'm looking at?" And I'm like, "What?" And she's like, "I'm looking at that 16 pointer." And I was like, "Where's it at?" And she's like,
we don't
she
have
goes, "It's behind the house." And I was like, "Is it over by the soybeans?" And she's like, "No, it's about 15 feet from the propane tank."
Oh wow.
So I'm like, next year I'm fucking
Next year, hell, I'd be.
Next year,
Don't you have a
I'll-
late bow season?
I might have to go
I'd
buy
be
a
out buying
muzzleloader.
me a crossbow.
We have muzzleloader season
Ohio's-
in January. I might have to get me a muzzleloader, but I said I'm gonna sit on the edge of the bed from her upstairs back window and just use the upstairs bedroom as a tree stand. If they're coming all the way up,
Stump style.
yeah, I'll be fucking sitting there eating a peanut butter and jelly sandwich watching Maury Povich, and then when they there's open the fucking window, and boom.
Where's the?
Maury Povich.
Ohio.
But Yeah. So she called me last night and she's like, she's like, nobody got that 16 pointer. And there's
Wow.
another 10 pointer. She's like, there's a 10 pointer like 2 days ago in the yard. Now, Mikey, I told Stevie this story, and I'll tell you what, man. This is some memories right here, brother. So
Seven.
I take 2 holiday, I got to burn 2 holidays. So I said, man, I'm going to go down to my mom's and take 2 days off holiday, and I'm going to hunt the first 2 days of shotgun season at my mom's. And I'm packing up day before, and my son, my oldest one, goes, "Where are you going?" I said, "I'm going down to Mamaw's to do a couple of days of deer hunting." He's like, "I don't have to work. Maybe I should go." And I'm like, "You want to go?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Well, shit. Now we got to find 20 gauge slugs because he got the 20 gauge shotgun, right?" There's not a Walmart in fucking this state that has a goddamn 20 gauge slug. So I finally found some at this gun shop, and he told me they were $32 for a box. I was like, Jesus Christ! And then I get there, and it's a whole box like 25. I'm like, oh, okay, well that ain't bad. Yeah. So I got like a whole box, like 25 rounds, 25 slugs for $32. I said, well, that ain't bad, because normally you buy like slugs like at Walmart, you buy like the 5 in a box for like $6 from like Remington Sluggers or whatever. So I finally get some the night before we leave. We pack up. He calls me the next day. He's at work because we were going to leave when he got off work. He calls me. He goes, "Hey, they're letting me go early. So if you want to pick me up, we can go straight there." I'm like, "Sweet." So I picked him up from work. We went straight to my mom's. Visited, got into bed, and got up early.
Let me stop you right there. Starting off, that is a great hunting story to be able to go with your son. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, it was great. It was awesome. It was a good time.
Girls included.
Yeah. But my mom has 10 acres of land, and in the back is basically the wooded area, and it's like 3 acres, something like that. You can pretty much see all the way through my mom's woods when there's no leaves on the trees, okay? And it's a perfect rectangle. So I tell him there's an area that it funnels from one woods to my mom's woods, and then it goes out to a soybean field. And they just travel through there constantly. It's like a cut through. And we've always killed one back there somehow, like that cut through. So I said, what we're going to do, he went to the right, and I said, you only need to go in the woods about 20 yards. Set your stool up against a chair or whatever, and you'll be able to see that whole area over there, including that field on your right. I said, I'll go in on the left, and I'll cover this field and this area back here. And I said, and if there's anything between us, most likely it'd be coming toward from your side, so you'll be able to see it. And he's like, okay. So we split off, we're walking back, and we split off, and he goes his way, I go my way. I go in the woods. I go in about 15, 20 yards in. I find a spot, set my stool up against the tree and everything. I hit him with the flashlight. Boom, boom. He hits me back. Boom, boom. I know where he's at. He knows where I'm at. It's dark as a fucking dungeon. It's 6 degrees here. It's the coldest day of the year for some fucking reason. It was the morning that the moon had like the ice circles around it that they kept talking about on the news. I'm freezing my balls off. It's like I was like, man, I was not prepared for because I kept looking at the weather report, and it kept saying like 38 degrees, 38 degrees, 38. It's gonna be 38. And then the night before, it's like, oh, it looks like we have a cold front coming in, the high of 6 degrees tomorrow morning. I'm like, are you kidding me? So I'm sitting there. 20 minutes at the most go by. I hear deer behind me. I'm like, son of a bitch. It's dark as hell. They're coming up behind me. Right through that field, they're cutting through. And I was like, man, if they're grazing or anything, that maybe by the time that they get over by him, the sun's going to come up. He might be able to see one and get a shot on one. That'd be awesome for my son to get a shot on one, And I'm sitting there, and like 15, 20 minutes goes by. It's dark as hell. Sun's not even near coming up yet. It's quiet. You could hear a pin drop in these woods. And then you hear this, Mikey. Oh, just loud as hell. Oh, right?
Yeah, don't you hate that?
And then you hear snort. And then you hear a bunch of deer running. And then you see all over the fucking woods.
Yep.
This fucking deer came right up behind him. He was sitting with his back against a tree, and the fucking deer came and just stuck his head around the tree and was like, "Hey, what's up? What are you doing here?" And scared the shit out of him.
Dude, I came 2 feet off a fucking
First time
stump.
he's ever been deer hunting. I mean, well, no, second time. First time he was deer hunting, he was like 6, and he sat on my lap the whole time.
Do you know how scary that is when you don't know what's coming?
Especially
You know how scary that is?
Especially to an 18-year-old kid that's kind
I
of
feel
sheltered
bad
and
for him. I'm
never
not
goes in the
laughing
woods.
at him.
I'm laughing at the
I am
flashlight thing.
I'll tell you something. I feel bad for him because I'm going to tell you something. It's not a fun feeling when you're sitting there. You can't hear a fucking thing other than nothing. Okay. And see, mine didn't go. Mine's like she gave her like it was a doe, and she gave like a shriek type thing. She was fucking 20 feet away from me, dude. I came off that stump like so, dude. I was like, what? So I can only imagine your poor kid must have been fucking.
Oh yeah, dude. That memory is forever now.
Yep.
The first thing that goes through your mind is, I've met Sasquatch.
Right.
So,
Poor kid.
like 4 hours later, once the sun comes up, I can look over and see him, and he is doing his job, man. He is up against the tree. He is not moving. He's got the eyes, and he's scanning. I can see him scanning, and I was like, yeah. And my fucking knees are burning, right? And I was like, man, I have to stand up. I just have to. I can't. I mean, we've been out here 4 hours. It's 6 degrees. I got to stand up. So I stand up. Well, that's his fucking clue right there. As soon as he see me stand up, he starts walking towards me. He's like, "Oh, you ready to go back in?" Because his fucking face was like,
"We're going to get coffee."
His face was red, like this color red.
Oh wow!
He was freezing, and of course, when we come out of the woods, we got you walk in the field, and my mom and stepdad, they can see us. So as soon as they see us, they start kicking fucking breakfast on the stove, right? So we walk up and come in, and we're telling them what's going on, and we got biscuits and gravy and fried potatoes and sausage, and it was a great morning for breakfast. And we ate breakfast, and then we got warm. We had a fire at the fireplace. We got warm, and then we both crashed out, took little naps, got up about 2:00 in the afternoon. We're going to go back out. We go back out. We set up at the same spot. I said, you know what? Let's go to the same spot because in the evening they'll be coming through here again, probably.
Right.
I said they're going to come from those big woods over here, and they're going to come out to them soybeans. And sure enough, man, they did. But they were too far out, and I kept watching them come, and I was like, oh man! And they come right across, on the other side of the woods there, and then they turned, and I said, well, I took my safety off, click. I pulled up. I said, when they come out from behind that tree, one of them's mine. Damn things must have turned, and they went further out and then turned. And I was like, they were too far out to take a good shot. So I put my safety back on. I'm like, damn, my phone goes bzzz, bzzz. I pull it out, and it's my stepdad. He goes, there's 8 of them in the field right to your left. And I'm like, I know. But I'm too far fucking away from him. And my son comes up behind me, and he was like, you see all those deer over there? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, you think we can sneak up on them and get one? I'm like, well, first of all, it's not on our property.
Oh.
Second of all, they'll see us coming as soon as we walk out of these woods. And I said, third of all, it's almost 5:30 and it's getting dark as hell. So, I said, we'll just pack it up for the night. We'll come back out in the morning and see what our luck is in the morning. He's like, okay. So we know we're out there. So far we've seen 11 deer. There was 8 out in the field and the 2 that came out and joined them. So we got 11 deer so far. So they're there. So don't get discouraged. He's like, I know, I'm getting excited, Dad. I can't. I think we're gonna get one tomorrow. I know we are. Get out in the morning. It's a little bit warmer. It's 9 degrees today on Tuesday.
Ooh, hey. You can leave
So-
the earmuffs at the house.
Yeah. Don't even need the gloves this morning. It's 9 degrees, you know? So we change it up a little bit. We go further into the woods and we go in the middle. And he comes up with this plan, and I went along with it, you know, is we'll kind of sit back to back. You know, we were only about 10 feet away, but we were back to back. He's going to scan one side, I'm going to scan the other side. We weren't out there probably 10 minutes after the sun come up. I see out of the corner of my eye the white tail, and I'm like, oh, here we go. And then I look, and I'm like, what the fuck? Is that a coyote or is that a dog? It was the smallest little fucking full-size fucking body, right? Full-size body, big head, but the thing was like a midget. It was short. I was like, what the hell? And then behind it comes a bigger doe. And I'm like, oh, there we go. I'm going to take a shot at this doe. I pull up. I'm waiting for her. She comes out from behind this tree, stops, turns her head, looks right at me, dude, and does the whole, like,
Yep.
and I'm like, yeah, you see me, but I see you too, right?
Stop the foot.
So she takes one more step forward. She takes that step forward. I'm like, boom. She fucking flinches and then gone. And then I see like 3 more tails, and they're all popping and running out to the field. And I'm like, shit. And I run over there, and I'm like, I'm looking for like a pile of blood. You know, I got her. There's a pile of shit. and there was tracks. You could see where they ran. And then I scanned like probably 15 feet on either side of that trail that they ran.
Yeah.
No blood, dude. I wasn't giving up. My son's like, Dad, there's no blood. And I'm like, hang on, man. Let me, you know, and I'm still out there looking. He's like, Dad, there's no blood. He's like, you missed. And I had the hardest time coming to terms that I missed like a 30-yard shot. I was like,
I missed a 40-yard shot.
it's like, oh my God, I can't believe. He's like, quit beating yourself up. He's like, let's just sit down and maybe they'll come back in a couple of minutes. I'm like, dude, they ain't coming back. I just fucking blew the fur off of their back at 30 yards away.
Let me ask you a question.
It's a 3-acre woods. They are not coming back here.
Let me ask you a question. Have you ever had anytime I've ever shot at a doe, or, you know, jumped a doe or whatever? Just a doe, not a buck. They'll run for fucking 30 yards. They'll stop, turn around, and see what the fuck is chasing them.
Yeah.
Always. Anytime any fucking time I've ever jumped one in the woods, right?
Yeah,
Any
just
fucking
jumping
time.
them. I have seen them do that, but not shooting. I've never seen one. I've only shot at a few does, so. And we were strictly going for meat, so we were shooting whatever deer was out there that day because we were trying to get some deer meat for the freezer for, you know, for 2024, since we're about to have a civil war and shit, and we need food and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Apparently, you have
I might
something
go
against
Tom on 'em.
midget deer.
We see,
Yeah,
our
I
deer don't
don't-
get that
yeah.
big, Ohio.
What's that?
Our deer don't. That picture you show me, our deer don't get that big. We don't have fucking soybean fields and fucking all that bullshit up here.
They're big
That's
here, dude, because
I mean, we got them, but they're, you know, you hunting on public land without doing homework, without having fucking 42 cameras, everything like that, you ain't getting one. Unless you get it with your car. Because it's just, you got to go in Maine, you got to go too far north. Up the, they were coming. They weren't. It was fucking frigid up there, and they were just starting to come down. When you know, because we went next year though, it's gonna be the first full week of December. Thanksgiving is late next year. Thanksgiving is the 28th next year, and so next year I'm gonna be up there the first full week of December. But they weren't. Goodbye, Ohio.
Jay Watt.
This says 40 yards. Back it up to 80. Hold that mug and watch me hit it. That's awesome. But it's the weirdest thing, though. I mean, because I was pissed. The wind was right. When she blew at me, the wind was blowing.
Yeah.
Across my left to my right. When she blew at me, but when I went to shoot that buck, and I was standing at the skidder trail, that wind was right in my face. He didn't smell me for fucking shit. And that's why I couldn't understand why he took her right. I don't care what anybody says. I'm sorry. I don't mean to sound like, they'll walk wherever the fuck they want. I don't care about wind anymore, because I'm going to tell you, all week that we were up there, I had more guys tell me they were walking against the wind. Fucking, I had one come at me against the wind with the wind on his back, because the wind was blowing in my face, and all the smoke from my fucking muzzleloader went whoosh, and he was walking towards
with
me.
The wind.
Huh?
That's walking with the wind.
He was walking with the wind behind his back. Usually
Yeah.
they walk with their nose into the wind.
Right.
Or at least broadside. They can, you know what I mean? But it was the weirdest week. It really was. So I wasn't the only one who missed. There was 2 deer on the pole. We should have had 5.
Right.
We should have had 5 deer up there.
Yep. You should have had the biggest one.
Oh, I would have. I would have been. I'm going to guarantee you this. I would have been in the patch club. The state of Maine and the state of New Hampshire, they do it. You shoot a deer 200 pounds or more, they send you a patch. I know it was. Stevie, his main beam. Now it wasn't. It didn't go straight. See, it didn't go up. His went around like this, right? Stevie, I'm telling you right now, was bigger than my fucking wrist. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. And this is why I got so.
There I am.
It was
My internet
unreal.
went out totally.
Well, yeah, when you all of a sudden you just went. Bleh.
Yeah, we lost everything. I was like, what the hell? My phone wasn't working or anything. We lost all internet.
It's the end of times.
That's because I mentioned Civil
So-
War. You hear that? I mentioned the
Yeah.
Civil War 2024. Like, there's-
I'm gonna go out tomorrow. I'm gonna take my. I don't know whether I should take my shotgun or not. I just use my muzzle. I'm a chicken now. See, I'm a mass. So I'm a scared. I'm a scared. And to
So,
take my-
hey, Mikey, real
my
quick,
shotgun.
we go back up to the house.
Yep.
And then we were going to leave early that morning anyway. We were only going to hunt until about 9 o'clock. So it was like 8 now. So because he had a doctor's appointment that day, so we were going to drive home early that morning. And I said, we done screwed it up anyway. He's like, well, you. And I was like, okay, fine, be that way. So we pack up and we head out, and he's like, and we're driving down, we're driving up the highway. He goes, man, you know what? That breakfast was good yesterday that Mamaw made. I'm like, yeah, you like that homemade hillbilly food? He's like, yeah. He's like, well, I'm hungry now. I said, well, the only thing between here and the freeway or whatever is McDonald's. I was like, you want some McDonald's breakfast? He's like, I can go for Egg McMuffin. So we pull into McDonald's, walk in, and there's like 15 other guys all wearing their fucking Blaze Orange, sitting there eating Egg McMuffins and shit. And they were like, I was like, well, I'm glad to see we're not the only ones that came out of the woods early. And they're like, oh, I mean, it's too fucking cold to be out there.
Dude, it was super duper cold up there. It was terrible cold.
That's the coldest it's ever been for me in deer season. I mean,
I'm not one of these guys, by the way. How do you guys and gals, are we got to get in the woods an hour before sunrise type person?
I did.
I'm over that.
Okay, so here's my thing. I've been over that since day one. I don't. That would have been nope. That would have been my first day of shot before fucking 9 o'clock in the morning and noon and 11:30.
Right.
I've never shot a deer. I've never shot a deer after noontime. Not one. Even in my, in my early days before I actually bought a license. Never. The only deer we ever shot, like especially we're up north when we were in New Hampshire at the camp, always either 8:15, 8:20, always.
I've only shot one in the morning. The rest of them's been about 4:30, 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I always get them in the evening.
But I just don't listen. I don't understand why I have to get why you waking me up at 20 minutes to 5 in the morning.
I'll see now.
To go sit now. I'm where I was sitting. Why do I? But here's my thing. Why do I have to go through the woods where I don't really know? I mean, I know where I'm going, but you know what I mean? And it's like
we were in the woods by 6:40, and the sun came out about where you could actually see the sun came out about 7:25 or something like that, where you could actually see in the woods. But we were probably, we probably left the house at 6:30, and it took us 10 minutes to walk back to the woods. You know what I mean?
Ends for revenge.
So,
Look who's
but yeah, I know I've always shot deer except for one in the evening because I can clearly remember field adjusting my flashlight every time.
never,
Yep.
not once. Not once.
I don't know, but I've hunted the same spot for almost 25 years. So it's like, it's a pattern. They don't change their pattern often, man. They don't change their pattern.
No, because
Nope, not unless
Unless somebody builds a new house or something and fucks up some property and the bulldozer.
But I got a newsflash for you. They can build 17 houses on 70 acres of land. And guess what? After they're done building the houses, guess what they're going to do?
They're going to come back.
They're going to come back.
Yeah.
They're absolutely going to come back. They are creatures of fucking habit.
Yep.
Yeah.
The only way you can make a deer change its travel, if you go hunt the same spot all the time and scare that deer several times out of
Just
a little swamp,
Yep.
they'll quit coming around.
Yep.
Other than that,
yeah. Well, that's just like when my mom called me, she said they haven't seen a deer back there except for, she called me last night. So it was last night. And that was what? For Thursday night. So Wednesday night and Thursday night were the first time they seen deer in their backyard since we left. So we spooked them pretty good. Probably it was over a week before they came back to that area.
well, they probably smelled your scent and stuff a couple days later till it faded away.
And I'll tell you what, that too. Let me ask you something about the scent. I'm telling you, things are just fucked up to me. So I walk in there. It's not dark, but it's not pitch black, but it's dark. And I walk out. Okay, and we had snow too. It was probably 4 inches, 3 inches, whatever, right? They walked in my fucking footprints. So I'm gonna ask if they're gonna scent. You guys all know I smoke. You think I sit there and fucking spray myself with that fucking scent killer bullshit?
Yeah.
No.
You're talking about a guy who smokes in the woods and had no problem seeing doe all week. Had a little problem missing a buck, but still saw the buck. And guess what? I just got done putting a fucking cigarette out about 10 minutes before that fucking thing showed up. So this whole scent shit, I don't know. I don't know.
I think, to be honest with you,
They're walking in my tracks. It's
the only time you need to watch your scent if you hunt the same stand day after day after day after day. They will catch on that a human is in that area.
Now, if I accidentally sit the wrong way, right? And they win me. I've seen like the other Thursday of that week. I don't know what the fuck day it was. One of those days, the dough. Usually, get pretty close to the dough. You know, like they'll get close to me. But one day, it was boom, and she fucking bolted. But
See, in the my mom's woods where I hunt, I usually like to sit where I sent him, because it's in the southeast corner.
yep,
So if they're coming from the northeast, they won't get a scent of me because I'm south of them.
down,
And if
right.
they're coming from the east, they're not going to get me because my scent's blowing further east. And I've always had good luck right there. So I set him up there thinking that he might have a good shot or whatever. And I don't know, man. I was kind of more hoping that he would take a shot on one before me, just because,
See,
Right.
I
But then-
totally agree with Trevor. I totally agree with Trevor. Trevor said when he used to hunt deer a lot, he'd leave his T-shirt that he had on all day hanging on the stand, and they get used to your scent after a while. So, like, especially around here in Mass, like when I hunt in Mass, I call them urban deer, right?
Yeah.
They don't get skittish over dogs barking. They don't get skittish over traffic. They don't get skittish over fucking cigarette smoke, this, that, the whole lot, everything else. They just don't, because it's part of their.
When I used to bow hunt in the park across the street from us, or 2 streets over, I used to ride a bicycle, and I could get within 15, 20 yards of those deer and they wouldn't even flinch as long as I was on that bicycle. Now, if I stopped and got off, they would mosey away. But that's how I used to do all my scouting. As long as I was moving on that bike, they just look up and then go back to what they were doing.
Yeah.
They were used. That's a lot of bikers use that
It's the weirdest thing.
tabs there, and it doesn't bother them at all.
Hey, real quick, while I'm on the subject of my son, he busts his ass at work, right? He works at a grocery store, and he started as a cashier, and now he's a supervisor there. But anytime they call him, he throws on his clothes and heads out and goes there and everything. And so it's a smaller grocery store chain. I mean, they have a bunch of stores in this area, but everyone knows the owner and everything, and he's constantly in their stores and checking on his employees and stuff. So it's a pretty good little company to work for. And every year they pick somebody that's like gone above and beyond and everything for their job, and they hook them up with this like Christmas box, right? Well, they picked him this year. He came home just a little bit ago. He was so excited to show me this Christmas box. So under one arm, he's got a fucking is it PUR, like pure water filter purification system or whatever for the sink. So he got one of those because they sell stuff like that there. So he got one of those, and then they gave him this box. He's like, "Check this out, Dad." And he takes the lid off of it, and it's paper folded over and over again. But each time there's a fold, there was a gift card taped to it. And the damn thing is like 10 feet long. Dude, he got over like $900 worth of gift cards for like the store itself. He got $400 worth of grocery gift cards.
Nice.
He got Burger King, Taco Bell, like every fast food restaurant around here. He got like a $40 or $50 gift card to all these places. And then
Holy
just
shit.
like the regular like Visa cards that you get.
Yeah.
There was like 4 of those that were $100 gift cards. Just you can spend it
Nice.
wherever you want. I'm like, dude, what did you do to get all this? He's like, everyone in the store voted, and I was the employee that they voted that was like above and beyond.
That's
It was-
awesome.
That's
I was
awesome.
like, dude, I'm proud of you, man.
Hell, I want to go work there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he don't make a whole lot. I think they just make a little bit over minimum wage, really.
Yeah, but how many $100 gift cards did he get?
Right. I know.
Kind
I
of
mean,
makes up.
He's got like
Nice to be
there's at least $1,000 for probably. I think $900 or $1,000 worth of fucking gift cards he got. It was awesome, dude. And I was like, ooh, there's a Burger King one. I was like, you better get that one because around here they're turning all the Burger Kings into Chipotles. I said, you better use that before they turn our Burger King into Chipotle.
Why are they doing that? Chipotle's. That's weird.
Well, Burger King is there. Rumor has it that Burger King is closing down.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Rumor has it China bought Burger King and
Well,
a few others.
They just can't compete with Wendy's and McDonald's, I don't think.
Oh, okay.
And Chipotle is kind of a standalone. Who is Chipotle's
here's the funniest
competition? Really, Taco Bell?
I
You
go
know,
over
people will eat Chipotle over Taco Bell. Just about everybody.
I'll go to Burger King and buy a double cheeseburger. Okay. Travel 60 yards across the street. And I'm not even joking. Go to McDonald's, get a thing of fries. Because I can't stand Burger King's fries. I love McDonald's fries are the best. For me, anyways.
Give you explosive diarrhea.
Well,
I
see,
don't care what
Burger
it gives
King,
me.
Burger King here has like the big fat fries like Wendy's used to have. So I'll go to Burger King and get some
But
fries.
I love
and go to Wendy's
their
and get a
chicken
Frosty.
sandwich. I like Burger King's chicken sandwich.
Yeah, Burger King probably does just your plain like breaded chicken sandwich.
Yeah,
The old school one or
Old
the new
fashioned.
Yeah,
one?
the like
old school.
oblong one. Yeah,
Yeah.
with just like the lettuce and tomato and
Girl
mayonnaise.
says to me, "Oh, here's the girl." Yeah, but the girl says to me the other day, she says, "You want mayo on that?" I'm like, "No." And I said, how about a little mustard? She goes, "Yep." She goes, "Would you like some cheese and mayo? I mean, cheese and tomato." I'm like, "Cheese and tomato would be excellent."
Cheese
Like,
on them
okay.
things was good.
Oh, dude, I was in heaven. And then, so the girl, it's the same girl pretty much every day I go to, right? Well, it's there when I go there, I should say, right?
Small
And
he's on day.
so I said to her one day, she's probably, I don't know, 22, 23, whatever. And she's got all these fucking hickeys on her neck, right?
Who?
She's got all these hickeys on her neck, the girl at Burger King,
Oh, okay.
at the drive-thru window. And I said to her, I go, "Hey, don't let him do that to you. What's the matter with you? You're not like his property or something."
You actually said him?
I said it to her.
Yeah, but you said don't let him do that to you. She
Yeah.
might be.
Him, her.
Oh, trust me, she ain't. So she said something. She says, "Yeah." She says he got a knee in the balls for that one. So I said, "Okay." So I saw her towards the end of the week and was gone. And so I'm on. I go to order, and she can hear my car. You know, she can hear those fucking mufflers, but the Cadillac Converter's gone. And she says, "Are we doing a chicken sandwich with the mustard and everything again today?" I said, "Yep." She's okay. So pull in. She gives me like fucking. There had to be 12 of them. The chicken fucking tender things.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the chicken fries.
No, chicken tenders.
Oh, okay.
So for nothing, I pay for a chicken sandwich. And I'm like, that bag's a little fucking heavy. I'm like, "Okay, chicken sandwich, put it in." And then she smiles and says, "Thanks." And I says, "You're welcome."
Aw.
So I hadn't seen her, and I saw her 2 days ago. And I said, "Hey, by the way, I owe you." She says, "No, you don't." She says, "You're good." I said, "All right." But
That's
that
cool.
was kind of cool. Yeah.
Yeah,
Might
there's
need
a
to go to,
there's a Subway I go to. There's a lady that works there, and I'm not saying. I mean, she's older compared to the other people that work there. She's probably my age or a little bit younger than me, but she's more identifiable
Collect Social
with her.
Security.
Yeah, we're close to the same age. She's not a teenage girl. So when I walk in, she's like, "Hey, sweetheart, how you doing?" I'm like, "Good, how you doing?" She's like, "What are you doing today?" And I was like, same old, because I usually get the same thing. It's like tuna or whatever. But she got me to what they call it, where they oven roasted or whatever, where they toast it. toasted tuna from Subway.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, that totally changes the same. I never realized how much that changes the Subway tuna salad. Like, oh, and she
You never
goes
had
next,
tuna toasted?
huh?
You've never had tuna on a toasted?
Yes, I have, but not from Subway. Like
Yeah.
I usually just get the Subway tuna sub, and I'm
I can't eat it Subway.
Cold.
I hate Subway.
cold. But she toasted it, and she's like, you know what? She's like, you know what? Next week I'm going to surprise you when you come in. And I'm like, okay. So I come in, and she put it on some like cheesy bread or something, and she added. She's like, you trust me? I'm like, yeah, I trust you. And then she put, what she put? Genoa salami or something
Salami.
Genuine.
on tuna. I was like, what? And she's like, just try it. And now I was like, oh my God, that's so good.
I don't
Who
want
would have thought to put fucking salami on tuna?
Freaking gourmet shit.
Hey, you want your tuna to taste good? You're at home someday. You want your tuna to right? I'm telling you right now, you're gonna laugh your ass off. But do it. It tastes great. Make your tuna, toast your fucking bread, right? Throw pickles in, cut up, get the spears or whatever, cut them up into little pieces. Put your pickle in the fucking thing.
That's how I make my tuna anyway.
And then put Old Bay in it, mix it all in, and then put it on your fucking on your hot fucking toasted fucking bread.
You want to
I'm telling you right
surprise yourself? Next time you make your tuna, don't use mayonnaise or Miracle Whip. Put ranch dressing in it.
Mm.
I did that on a pinch once. We were out of mayonnaise. I'll try some ranch. Holy shit. It was good.
Now, do you guys? I know a lot of people say it's like an Ohio thing, but I know a lot of other people eat it too. But shredded chicken sandwiches.
Welcome to the food chat, everybody.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I do shredded chicken sandwiches with pickles and a little bit of mayonnaise. Oh my God, that's my favorite.
My mom likes the shredded chicken with olives, diced olives in it.
Oh, okay.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Black or green?
Green.
Don't matter either way. Olives are olives. Olives. I love olives.
Every once in a while, I'll get a pepperoni pizza with a few green olives on it.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yep.
I ordered that a week or two ago. The freaking Jets Pizza don't have green olives anymore.
Yeah, they only got black now, I think. Yeah.
It's like, what the F? You
By the
know,
way, Penn Station is a good place to eat subs too.
who?
Yeah. Penn Station.
Yeah.
I like Firehouse subs. That's a good place.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Everyone's up in arms about Jimmy John's here, and I don't like it.
I do when I'm in the mood for it.
Yeah.
I always get the same one though, the number 9.
My favorite sub place is Jersey Mike's. You guys got Jersey Mike's?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've never tried it though.
I went to this place.
If you go to Jersey Mike's dish, you got to get a big kahuna. It's like a Philly,
Okay.
and it's got jalapenos on it.
Okay, I'll try it.
And
I went to this place and I called this place up for a sub. And I walk into the joint and I said, she says, you picking up? I says, yeah, for Mike. She goes, yeah, I got it right here. She goes, the fucking bag's got to be fucking 2 foot long. And I'm like, I'm like, oh, that must be somebody else. Whatever. I'm not paying attention. She goes, $18.50. I turned around because I see I ain't paying no fucking $18.50 for a fucking sub. You out of your fucking tits. So I'm like, there's no fucking way that's happening, right? So she goes, no, you ordered the meatball sub with provolone, right? And I go, yeah. She goes, see the sign that says, our what's it? Something about our. Their larges or our smalls or whatever the hell it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay. She says, yeah, honey, it's a 24-inch sub. It says a 24-inch fucking sub.
it did take me 3 days
She
to eat that.
goes, yeah. So I said, mother of God, what's there 4 pounds of meatballs in this fucking thing? So I said, all right, honey, here. I give it to her. And but I'll tell you what, though. For whatever, just about, I'm going to call it 19. It was 18 or whatever, right? So $19.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't mind doing it. You know why? I got 2 meals for $9. Well, $9 a meal.
Right.
And let me tell you something. The meatballs weren't those little stupid ass small frozen Swedish meatballs that
Yeah.
everybody fucking
They're
serves you.
fucking big monster.
They were the frozen
handmade
fucking
meatballs.
big meatballs.
Happy Gilmore meatballs.
The fucking half of the sub that I tried to eat took me twice to eat. So I ate it. I ate most of it on lunch, and then put it in the put it with the other half. Put it in the fridge. On my way home to go to work, to go to my part-time job, I ate the other part of it, and then I put the other part in my fridge at work. My wife says, "Hey, whose lunch did you buy today on the card?" And I went, "Oh yeah," I says, "I bought my lunch." She says, "You ever eaten for fucking $19? That's the other half of the sub." She goes, "That is a sub." I goes, "No, that's the other half of the sub." So I already ate one half. I was like, "Oh, she had to have put about fucking 8-9 slices of fucking provolone on there. It was fucking awesome." And fucking she was like, it was fucking awesome.
When I was in high school, we didn't have open lunch, but me and my buddy used to sneak out all the time. And we only had like mom and pop shops in town, but right on the edge of town there was a Subway. So we'd sneak out and go to that Subway. And when I was in high school, you could get a 6-inch meatball, a Dr. or a Mountain Dew, and a bag of fucking chips and a cookie for like $2.69.
Yeah.
And we did that every fucking day. And I ate a meatball sub every day for probably 3 years while I was in high school. And I haven't had one for years, like from Subway. My wife makes homemade ones and they're good. But one day I went into the Subway where I go, and she was like, "Same old, you doing your tuna?" I'm like, "No, I'm gonna mix it up." I said, "You know what I haven't had in a long time is a meatball sub." She's like, "What do you want on it?" I said, "I just want it on white meat with the white American cheese with green peppers and onions, and that's it."
Racist.
That's the way I used to eat them in high school. And I said, "That's how I want it." Dude, it was like somebody walked up and hit me with a memory baseball bat. Like, wow. I mean, nothing changed. That damn sandwich was still the same as it was 30 years ago.
When you make yours at home, do you leave them whole?
The meatballs?
Yeah. The meatballs are the sub.
The meatballs.
Yeah.
So
I leave them whole.
See, I don't. When I'm at home, I don't leave them. She makes spaghetti dinner or something with the meatballs, and I'll have a meatball sandwich the next day. Here's what I do. I'll take like 5 meatballs. I cut the ends. I know it's an end. It's a meatball, Mike.
Yeah.
So I'll cut 2 sides off. Okay. And then I'll slice what I have left. That goes on. Take 2, slice what I have left. So what's going on in my sandwich is flat, not round.
You're not like this.
So the round part I'm eating. The cone part, if you will. So my wife's like, "What are you doing?" I'm making a meatball sub.
You know what I do with mine when I make meatball subs at home or whatever? Because my wife buys these buns and then you can fit exactly about 4 meatballs on them. So I put the 4 meatballs on in my piece, and then once I make my sandwich, I cut it. So I have 4 pieces of I have 4 little mini meatball sliders. That way each piece has one meatball in it. So that's how I do it.
I just heard
a little kid when I eat, dude.
I just heard one out here in the chat room, and I can't be. I'm beside myself here. So I'm gonna read it for you. A buddy of mine got me on peanut butter and mustard sandwiches.
Get the fuck out.
Sounds gross. Sounds gross, and I thought it would be, but it works. Trevor Fillmore.
It's tangy. No, it's salty.
I did peanut butter and marshmallow fluff.
Good point by you, Trev. I will eat anything at deer camp.
And let me apologize to Dish before I say this. I had a brother-in-law who used to eat peanut butter and mayonnaise sandwiches.
Oh, no.
Well, I knew somebody that ate peanut butter and butter. You want to talk about creamy? I knew somebody that ate peanut butter and butter.
I do that.
I do peanut butter and honey. You ever do peanut butter?
Oh yeah,
and honey?
that'd be good.
I've seen peanut butter and dill pickle.
Yous are all crazy.
I've done peanut butter pickle sandwich is good.
Yous are all crazy You know what goes with peanut butter? Marshmallow or jelly. That's it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've done marshmallow before, but
You know what I mean? Or fluff.
yeah, fluff.
I'm just
Love.
like my dad. I put butter on every sandwich. I don't care what's
And not
going on.
that pink fluff shit, by the way. White only. I don't care if that's racist or not. I don't like the pink.
Well,
I
you
didn't
mean
know
you
they
are.
made it pink.
Oh yeah, we got pink fluff around here.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah, I've seen it.
Oh God,
Yeah, I've seen the pink fluff.
Okay.
it's disgusting.
Right on gunpowder, peanut butter and banana almost every day.
And
Oh,
the worst
dude.
thing they ever did,
fried peanut butter and banana sandwiches.
the worst
Okay,
thing they ever
Elvis.
did was they put peanut butter and jelly in the same jar. That sucked.
Oh,
Goobers jelly or
Gross.
something.
Oh, that sucked.
well, grape jelly to start with is pretty horrific, but
True. True that.
You know, I never.
I love grape
Hey,
jelly.
I never.
my
properly did a
mom
rundown, you know.
was one of the moms that didn't spread the jelly.
Good night, Shalisa.
Good night.
Have a good night,
Good night,
Steve.
guys.
Please.
Night, Steve.
All right.
Can somebody check that link that Jay Watt sent me and tell me what it is?
I'm scared too. It's been
It's
so
tough.
long.
So let me do a
It's
rundown
either
real
somebody
quick.
getting a bucket of water poured on them or fucking someone eating a jar of mayonnaise.
Let me do a rundown real quick. Boyd, how the hell are you? Jay Wise, and always a pleasure to see you. Trevor Filmer, who he's got his moose, living the happy life up in the.
What I tell you, somebody eating mayo in 6 minutes.
Yeah, don't.
Gig riding, good to see you, kid. Stevie's woodworking at Homestead, obviously in here with us with Shalisa and Dish and Ohio Wolverine. I think that's everybody, right?
Dish, can you tell I like bananas?
I know I've been drooling over here.
I just noticed that. Why do you have so many fucking bananas?
I'm trying to do a rundown. Can you be quiet?
Sorry.
You said that's everybody.
Yeah, you did say that.
Vanessa Kitty, how are you? Juzzo, I hope you're still here because I have a question for you. All right, now I think that.
Unless the question is why Steve has so many fucking bananas, I don't want to know what the question is.
And Miss Gunpowder Beauty, how are you, sweetheart?
No, that's all Susie's stuff that's getting ready to go up north.
Oh,
it's just you packing it up.
Kitchen.
That's a lot of rows.
It's getting bigger. The rows are getting bigger.
Right. You don't like bananas? So what? He has 22 boxes of bananas. Who cares? It's good potassium.
SKS, what's up?
SKS.
Two people could not eat that many bananas before they went bad. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
SKS Hugo, what's going on, kid? Yes, you can. Because you know why?
As soon as you buy
You know
them.
why? She makes banana bread and banana this and banana that. So yes, you most certainly can.
Right.
And by the way, I could eat 3 or 4 bananas without even shaking a stick.
I love bananas.
That's what you and Dish got in common. That's why you're texting her, not the rest of us.
That's because I love her.
Oh, I love you too.
You know?
Yeah, I eat bananas almost every day for breakfast.
And she's not mean to me like you people. Like
You people.
Hey, what's going on with our Supreme Court, guys? They're fucking not standing up for any gun rights at all right now. You hear like
it's a different
It
world.
all depends on which channel you watch. Because I see one guy said they're screwing us, and another guy said, "Oh yeah, another win."
I'm with you, Jezzo. I'm in perfect shape of a circle.
Well, I'll tell you what. In my opinion, I don't know how you guys feel about this, but in my opinion, when they reversed Roe versus Wade,
yeah, well, everybody loved
they
it.
killed the Republican Party. They
Listen,
killed it.
Everybody thought it was great that they reversed Roe versus Wade. Everybody thought it was
I
great.
didn't. Why touch something that's been
Because
lost?
what happens now is that now they're going to start reversing a whole other ton of shit too. So good luck.
The thing is about Roe versus Wade, it wasn't a constitutional thing. So technically, it should have been thrown out.
It should have been thrown out 50 years ago. But when you have something for that long, you don't. You pissed a lot of people off. Mostly women. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. You fucking piss women.
Well,
and liberals off. And there's a lot of women and liberals. and a lot of women came out and voted more than they've ever did. And that's why there was no red wave. There was a fucking blue wave.
Trev, that's awesome, man. Good luck.
Just like Ohio. We just had that issue 1 where it changed the Ohio Constitution, because as soon as they reversed Roe versus Wade, Ohio went on this ban all abortions no matter what fucking kick.
Yeah.
And the people voted and said, no, we're making a constitutional right that women have a right to health care and abortions. And then they voted for issue 2, which is recreational marijuana. And the first thing the fucking Republicans did when that passed is say, well, we're gonna take that back and look and see what we can do to change that law. No, the fucking people spoke. Leave it how it is. You know what I mean? If you don't like the way the people voted, then fucking too bad. Come up with a better law.
Don't you know that sucks about
Back on the issue of abortion, give me a second. Back on the issue of abortion, before that got brought up in the Supreme Court is also when all the libtards were in there talking about aborting babies while they were giving birth in the 9th month and stuff. Then all the Supreme Court shit came up, and that's why it came up, because they were trying to take it to the umpth degree.
Now, here's the thing. Do you think they were really going to take it that far, or they just said that in order to fucking get people on an uprise?
It could have been planned, but they had that one governor saying, after the birth, we'll keep the baby comfortable, and then me and the mom will have a talk. And they were talking about killing live babies. So if they wouldn't have took it that far, it never would have went to the Supreme Court to start with. So it could have been planned.
But as soon as the Supreme Court overturned Roe versus Wade, every fucking Republican lost their fucking seat.
Yeah.
Because,
Yeah, because every pissed off young person got up and voted.
Right.
But it's that. Well, it's that, and it's a lot of other things too. It's not just that, right? So, when is the last time the Republicans, the party itself, right, ran a good party, or ran a good candidate, or you know what I'm saying? The Republican Party has been, laughable. When Barack Obama was in fucking a president for 8 years, there's a fucking problem and it's not with us, it's with the fucking Republican Party.
There's a bunch more shit about Obama coming out now.
So if you had a strong Republican Party, you really think they would have overturned it? I don't.
No, the Republican Party, there's a bunch of infighting going on.
Right. Yeah, because
you got the people that are like Trump supporters, and then you got the never Trumpers, and they'll do anything to keep Trump out.
Right. So it's like you're biting your hand to fucking, how's that fucking old saying go? To spite your face.
I don't know, man. I just think that everyone got so excited because you got that Barrett, and you got what's his name, Kavanaugh. You got Trump appointed like what three justices to the Supreme Court, and it's got a conservative majority in it, and everyone got so excited about it, but then they're not doing what they fucking, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, what do you mean? You guys got the majority vote on the Supreme Court, but yet you're not doing anything, You're overturning shit that you probably shouldn't have. And I got a fucking commercial going on my phone for no reason at all.
They're listening to you. It's probably a Trump commercial.
No, I heard a bunch of sirens, so I turned on my.
Oh, your scanner.
Yeah.
No, we didn't do enough, and the fact that Trump was getting fought every step of the way didn't help, and yanked into court and blah blah blah, all the bullshit.
Yes, you're in charge.
Already.
Hey, Stevie, did you see that link that I sent you about the new movie?
What new movie?
Okay, so we talked about that Netflix movie, right? The one we both watched.
Which was pretty awesome.
There's another movie coming out next year in April, I think, and it's called Civil War or something like that. and it's got Kirsten Dunst in it, and she plays like a reporter, like a photographer.
Oh, I hope she's not an asshole because I love her.
I don't know, dude. It's kind of a weird thing. It's weird because people are talking about it, because like Tim Pool was talking about it too, because they say, like, if you listen to the trailer, they talk like news, like in the background and stuff, and you hear 19 other states have conceded, have pulled away from the union to join the Texas California Western Alliance or whatever, including Florida and blah blah blah. And there's a civil war going on in the United States, and these people are like, they walk into like this small town, and they're the girls at the counter. She's like, "Can I help you with something?" He goes, "You guys do know there's a civil war going on, right?" And she's like, "We don't pay attention to what's on the news and all." You know what I mean? It's like they're living a different life. But
That's where I want to be.
I sent it to you as a reel.
Right on.
Let me send it to you, like the YouTube, the official trailer. I'll send it to you that way.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that movie was good. What was it called again?
Leave the World Behind.
Yeah,
Which
awesome movie.
was funny that we both agreed that we liked it, and it was executive producers were Michelle and Barack Obama.
Yeah, that's kind of scary. But
It's kind of scary that we.
Now, are they thinking people are going to say that? And, well, we better comply because we don't want that to happen. Or are they switching sides?
Let's see.
And I want to recommend to everybody, Tucker Carlson has his own network now.
Oh, sorry. That video that you sent me is no longer up on YouTube.
Really?
I went to watch it, and it's been taken down.
It should be on Tucker's.
No, it's down.
No shit.
No.
That was an awesome interview. He interviews Alex Jones, and Alex Jones is actually calm and can say what he wants to. It's a great interview. I'll have to go check the Tucker Carlson's channel.
I sent it to you too, Dish.
All right, cool. Thank you.
His YouTube channel.
Yeah, so a lot of people are talking about this trailer that just came out in the movie. I don't know. It looks interesting, but there's the guy that Kirsten Dunst is like married to or dating. He's in it or whatever, and he's like standing there, and he's like got fatigues on or whatever, and like a pair of sunglasses. And he's holding an AR, and they're holding the guy, one of the characters, at gunpoint or whatever. And there's like a younger girl on her knees in front of him. And he asked her the question, and he goes, and the guy's like, what are we doing standing here? We're Americans. And he goes, "You're American, eh?" He's like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Question is, which kind of American?" And that's all it's said in that whole line. You're like, "Oh, what the fuck are they talking about?" What kind of American are you?
Jay Watt's saying one of the movies we mentioned is all like propaganda bullshit, trying to make the journalists look like heroes.
Well, that's probably the USA one because she's a journalist. But speaking of journalists, the journalist that during Kenosha, he actually testified in the Rittenhouse trial. And during Kenosha, he actually helped give aid to the little bald guy, the sexual predator guy that was shot by Rittenhouse. He helped give that guy aid because he was there when it happened. And then he testified and he reported exactly what he's seen. He's an actual journalist, not fucking activist.
Didn't add his own story to it?
Well, no. He reported exactly what happened. And then he testified. He was actually a good witness he's the one that testified that the guy grabbed Kyle's gun. So he testified that he did see him grab the barrel and try to pull the gun away from Kyle. But that reporter has just been charged with the January 6th because he was there.
Really?
Really, by the Department of Justice. They're going. they're going after reporters for this January 6th shit now. Anybody that was,
Yeah.
and here's the thing, they announced today that they are going after if you have some type of following, like anything over 10 followers on your Twitter or something like that, and you posted during the insurrection, and you post, oh man, good, get them, whatever,
Whoa.
you are inciting, and you have the possibility of being charged for January 6th.
That an insurrection again? I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah.
You've seen the air quotes, right? I did the air quotes.
Actually, I didn't. I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, if you made a video or posted a tweet or anything like that while it was going on in support of it, you are possibly up for being charged by the Department of Justice in this country right now. They're going after anybody. This
all, that whole
January 6th thing is way out of hand.
Well, here's what I would do. I would get a constitutional lawyer, not a criminal lawyer. I would get a constitutional lawyer. Okay. Because if I'm there, as long as I'm not in this, if I'm posting on Twitter, or excuse me, X, not Twitter now, right?
Right.
X. So if I'm posting on X and I'm not in the Senate building itself, and I am still outside fucking videotaping everything, guess what I have a right to do? I can videotape in fucking public. You can go suck my dick.
Right.
That's what you think, but now they're charging people.
It's not what I think, it's what I know, and that's why I said you hire a constitutional lawyer.
Yeah, well, we'll see, Mikey, because they're fucking people hardcore. They just sent a guy to prison for it for 20 years. He wasn't even there. He wasn't even there. He wasn't even in the same fucking state, and he went to prison for 20 years because he tweeted about it.
Wow, there's got to be more behind that.
Number one,
if not, he had the dumbest. A, he defended himself.
No, they're using a different law. They're using some other law of like incitement or whatever through communication across something about communicating incitement of a situation across state lines or something like that is what they're using, because that's what they were going to probably try to get Trump on, and they were testing it on other people. So they were able to find people guilty of this shit, so that I bet they go after Trump with the same fucking charge.
Yeah, they're building a history of the law, so they can use that as a
because it has precedent. It has precedents. Oh, it's got case law behind it.
Doesn't have to be from DC, board. You can get a constitutional lawyer anywhere. Constitution's constitution. It's not.
But yeah, it's they're going after. What's crazy is they're eating their own. They're going after journalists now. Anyone who spread anything about the January 6th thing is being charged. And I'm sitting here thinking, fuck, did I post anything during that whole time?
They're going to use that shit to go after big journalists like Tucker.
Well, the thing is, they're not even going after big journalists. They're going after people that have like fucking 10 followers and shit, dude. Just to make examples.
They're walking up the steps. You watch.
But what, somebody like us that has like fucking 20 followers on Twitter, if we posted something and didn't even realize what we really were posting, and then they say we incited it and we were agging it on from our Twitter account, we're guilty of incitement, of this new law that they're using or whatever. And I got 20 followers, but only 6 people seen my comment. Is that really fair?
They can have all the new laws they want. Okay. I don't know what the new law is.
Does it matter, Mikey?
I don't even give a fuck what the new law is. All I know is that, period, without question, if I am on a public way, I can videotape any goddamn fucking thing I want. Period.
We're not talking videotaping, Mikey.
Well, if you're videotaping, you're doing a live feed to fucking Twitter. That's a videotape.
No, we're talking making a post of supporting it.
Yeah, all you'd have to say, go get them, guys.
Yeah, if you post
and the reason they're doing it to the little people is because the little people can't afford the fucking lawyers to get them out of it. Have a good night, Trevor.
Night, Trevor.
Good night.
Well, first of all, Trev, are you out of your fucking mind, kid? What is wrong with you?
Hey.
That'd be Trevor. Trevor, I don't have to tell you how I feel about you, right? So, God damn, bro.
What do you say? I don't have a chat. So
I can't. I don't want to. If I read it out loud, I don't want her to hear me saying it. I'll wait for him to leave and I'll read it out loud.
He's got a better menu to choose from. Let's just say
Exactly. To be honest, Dish has been and continues to be guilty of promoting violence against certain mugs and refrigerator magnets.
Oh.
You know, I was thinking about sending my magnet to Dish for a Christmas present.
that.
Oh, hey, by the way, not to change the subject, but I did have a squirrel over my
Squirrel.
my vacation, my hunting excursion.
Did
Yummy.
you?
I actually found a squirrel, not a red squirrel, not a chipmunk, because northern Maine you don't really see squirrels. You see red squirrels fucking everywhere.
Yeah.
But gray squirrels are really hard to come by for some stupid fucking reason. And
Well, let me tell you what I've
was-
seen for the first time in my life. I'm 50 years old. When we were deer hunting, I see this thing go zoop from the tree, from one tree to another tree. And I was like, what the fuck was that? And then it comes
Wow.
around.
an owl.
No, a fucking flying squirrel.
Oh, nice.
We have those here
I've
too.
they're
Yeah.
tiny. They're not that big. I
No,
never
that's
seen
nice.
one in my
But their
life.
eyes are this big, though.
And my son goes, Dad, they're nocturnal because you probably don't see them that much because you're not out in the woods at night. But I was seeing them early in the morning. The sun was just coming up, and they were everywhere. And he's like, "Oh, Dad, they're everywhere." I'm like, "I'm 50 years old. I've never seen a fucking flying
Oh,
squirrel in the
yeah,
woods."
man. They're awesome.
So
They're
I
awesome.
look it up. It's the most popular squirrel in Ohio. There's a higher population than any other squirrel. I'm like, dude, I see fox squirrels and gray squirrels and the black squirrels and the brown squirrels and stuff like that everywhere, and I've never seen a flying squirrel. But then I see one, like 5 of them in one day at my mom's.
But to answer a question from Jay Watt, no, Jay Watt, I am the guy that fucking shot the squirrels. I shot 2 of them. Okay. I shot them with a 22 pellet gun. Headshots on both.
Oh, so you ruined the brain, man. You got to cook the brain. Tastes like ice cream.
Headshots on both. And on a bet, on the first one, oh, you're not going to hit that in the head. I said, I'm not going to hit this in the head. You're not going to hit that in the head. He says, besides, he says, you're almost straight up and down. There's no fucking way. I said, okay. All right. You're right. Whatever.
I'll be right back.
What are
All
we
right.
betting? What are we betting? He's, I'll bet you $20. I says, you're on. Oh, you didn't hit him in the head. You're going to find out as soon as he hits the ground. Dun, 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 dun. Where'd I hit it? It's fucking Todd. It's the same guy that fucking shot a 61-pound fucking dog. Fucking Todd. How do you shoot a 61-pound fucking deer? I don't think I could, to be honest with you.
That's the
It's
kind you
like-
throw over your shoulders to take out of the woods.
God, do you need help dragging it, faggot? I mean, really? It's like, I'm like, was there fucking spots on this fucking thing? I mean, really? The spots just go away? I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? So the funny part is that the fucking logging trucks will go by and they'd see it. Of course, they radio each other, you know. And every time they go by the house, they'd fucking lean on it.
Donk,
And I'm
donk.
like, we'll be out there smoking. We'll be out there smoking, and they fucking hit the thing. And he's waving. I goes, don't wave. They're breaking your balls. Trust me, they're breaking your balls.
Right?
He says, I don't understand. It's a deer. I says, Bill, there's dogs bigger than that fucking deer. The domestic animals. Never mind. He's like, oh, I don't get it. I don't see it as that small. I go, Bill, when the fucking butcher is done with that fucking deer, I go, if you get 18 pounds of meat, I would be amazed if you got 18 pounds of meat. He's like, how do you figure? The hide, the fucking bones, the hooves, with the head, what the fuck? What do you think that weighs?
Everything.
4 pounds? I said, for Christ's sake, you take the hide off the thing weighs fucking 15 pounds, for Christ's sake. You know? One day, Mikey will have a pickup squirrel to show, and then Dish will point out the tire tread marks on it. Listen, fuckface. This is some guy who doesn't fucking hunt or anything. What do? You sit behind a computer all day. You're gonna pick on me now? Well, not. I shouldn't say now. You've been doing it for how many years?
Right.
So, how'd you guys cook the squirrel?
Right over the fucking grill.
Oh, just stuck it on a stick and.
Yeah, cleaned it right up. My buddy says, "Have you ever ate squirrel?" I says, "Yep." And my other buddy, the guy that owns the fucking cab, well, let me say it this way, in case his wife is listening. His wife owns the cab, and he just uses it because she's the first one to tell you that's mine cabin, not his. It's mine.
He's just a caretaker.
And if she found out that I killed 2 squirrels, she'd fucking kill me. Because he can't. He's got fucking 19 million of them at his house here in Drake, and he won't let me. She won't let me come out and fucking kill them all. But yeah, so so I'm cleaning the first one, and the kid goes, how are you cleaning that? How come you didn't get that?
And then there was silence.
So when you say "uh-oh," does that mean I'm gone?
Yeah.
You were froze.
So so he says, "How come you're not gutting that like a fish?" I go, "Are you out of your fucking go away. Go away." So my buddy says, "How you know?" I says, "Watch." So and I saw Derek doing it, and he made a little slit on the back like you do a rabbit. Makes a little slit on the fucking back, and we just went. Everything came right off like a fucking glove, inside out. You know.
Yeah, you skin them fresh; they're not too bad. You carry that around a couple hours in your.
Ah, yeah, I know.
In your pouch, and then they're harder than hell to skin.
Cleaned it right up, and I got everything right out of it. Made sure everything was out, and put some garlic on them, put some Old Bay on them, put a bunch of other shit on them, and right on the grill. And my buddy that owns the joint, him and his, his kid ate some, but he wouldn't eat any. And his kid's like, "Dad, it actually tastes good, Dad." He goes, "You're eating a fucking rat." Yeah, but it tastes good. But we were talking about it up north. What is this? Time for some safety. I'm the safety stegosaurus. If you see a knife, go away from it. Some garbage.
Must be somebody that knows about Mike cutting his fingers.
Right.
Just saying. Is this knife sharp?
So
Yeah.
we were talking about my buddy's tree stands out behind his house. He wants me to go out there tomorrow afternoon. I don't know, because I might, because I'm going out in the morning, but I might stay where I am, just out there, out in Byfield where I go in Mass. Anyways, we were talking about his tree stand. Everybody's like laughing, because he's got a tree stand that's like 20 feet in the fucking air, right? And then you're on this like little hill, so it's like it seems like it's higher. Technically, it is. But anyways, shout out to Mikey for putting up with my crappy comments. Thanks, buddy. Good night, Multi. Thanks for coming in, kid. So I said to him, I said, yeah, fuck that. Fuck these fucking tree stands that you can own. It's a 2x2 platform. You can't even fucking stand. You need a fucking harness and everything else to fucking stand up there. And they're all like, well, what would you rather do? I said, here's what I would rather do. I said, I would much rather find a tree, cut off, or two trees, or two, same trunk, whatever. And I says, and I'm making a fort 20 feet in the air. Okay. And I said, I'll have it on 4x4s. I'll have it fucking concrete 18 inches into the ground. And I said, and I'll use fucking 3/4 inch fucking rebar on each fucking 2 pieces of 3/4 inch rebar on each post. That way there, the motherfucker is never coming down unless the fucking tree comes down.
Something you can take a nap in, damn it.
I goes, and
Right.
it's gonna be fucking, all set up. I'm gonna have my little fucking Coleman fucking my buddy heater in there, thingamabob. As I'll have that place roaring at fucking 50 degrees when it's fucking 7 degrees outside. I said, but Jesus Christ, if you can't fucking stand up and move without thinking you're gonna fall out of a fucking tree stand, that's stupid. I mean, he's got a hook for your sling, right? So he texts me and says, what are you trying to do? I said, I'm trying to stand up to piss. And he goes, there's a hook, right? Look over your left shoulder, there's a hook. So I do one of these, I see the hook. So I fucking put the gun on the hook. So I'm standing up and I'm doing this. I'm like, you fucking kidding me? Because I didn't have the harness on that day. And I'm like, fuck this. And he keeps texting me back. Bet you wanted to wear the harness now. But
It's something else I never do when hunting is sit in somebody else's tree stand. Because there ain't a whole lot of people that put them upright. I had the biggest laugh one day. I was out on public land hunting. Got tired of sitting, so I made a big circle. And I see this tree stand in the distance with nobody in it. And I walked up to that thing, and it was the ladder stand that you build and lay against the tree, and then you strap it on.
right.
The dude had climbed up the tree, and before he got the strap on it, the whole ladder just bent out like a big old U. And I said, that dude must have been shitting himself sliding down that fucking tree.
Right.
I was laughing. Must have pushed that weight limit a little much.
My thing is that it's just unsafe. It's just, you got nowhere to stand. Like, I have, oh, by the way, if I fucking fall asleep in the woods again.
I had one strap-on tree stand that was so safe and comfortable, and it was one of the ones, it was a bit bare to put up because it was heavy, but instead of a seat and a step, it had a sling in it, and you like got in it like a recliner.
Oh, really?
And man, you could take a nap in that thing all day long and not have one worry. Some asshole stole it from me, but
I can fall asleep anywhere.
oh, it was comfortable.
You know what my buddy has?
forward.
My buddy's got a seat that connects to trees. You hook it up to the tree.
Just a bare seat.
Just a seat.
Yeah.
At the
those are
trunk.
nice.
But you hook it up at the trunk and you can sit there. And I'm like, oh, that looks cool.
Right. I used to use
You
those
know?
duck hunting out in the swamp where you're
Heck,
in
I
water.
seen somebody on the internet, on the interwebs. They had a folding steel chair ratchet strapped to a fucking tree about 30 feet up.
No.
I've seen shit like that.
It's just, I want something I can stand up without going, oh, no. I just, when you can't stand on the tree stand to piss without thinking you're going over, you know what I'm saying? Like he had that ladder tree stand. It was a 2-seater actually, right?
Yeah.
And he had one of those years ago, but then we had a huge ice storm here, and it just took out the whole thing. It was just fucking demolished. He called some scrapper guy came and picked it up. But anywho, that I liked, and I was still fucking probably 13 feet in the air.
Yeah.
And that
those
was
are
fine.
awesome. I had one for me and my daughter.
Right up the steps, like
Some
you're walking up
asshole
the
stole
steps
it.
going to fucking heaven, and then you turn around, boom, and you can sit. And we had the cushion, you had the thing, and it was nice. But now that I'm old, yeah, I want the tree fort. I want the fucking my buddy heater. I want a fucking cushion seat.
Yeah, I was just talking about that. My son was like, we should set up a blind. And my stepdad was like, you come back in the summertime and do it in the summer. That way they have time to get used to it, to know it's there.
Oh, you
Yeah.
can still do it now. You said you can hunt till January in Ohio?
So we're talking about building like a permanent structure, like.
Oh yeah, okay.
Boards and shit.
Yeah,
I got you. When people tell me ground blinds, I'm thinking of a fucking pop-up ground blind.
no, we're talking like places where we can have seats in there and
Yeah,
a my buddy
absolutely.
heater and.
That's me. I'm building a fucking fort.
A shooting
cliff.
window.
I'm telling
Yeah.
you. Absolutely.
Something a deer can't sneak up behind you on.
The only problem I would have is that I won't be able to hear.
Lawrence, just a minute.
I won't be able to hear them coming. I won't be able to hear them coming. I won't be able to hear. You know what I mean? I love being able to hear. And but hey, I'd rather have the creatures of comfort of fucking being warm. I mean, we got some really chilly bone, fucking chill to the bone, dry, fucking cold weather there, and I was like, fucking Canadians, thanks for the fucking cold weather.
Right.
And the day we left, it started. We left Sunday. We left Sunday morning, and it was starting to snow. I got a text Monday morning when I woke up, Monday afternoon when I woke up, and they had got 9 inches of fucking snow. I'm like, you bitch. Uh-oh, Mikey, hi, camera girl. It's not camera girl, it's the other one, the original camera girl. But don't be a douche, because you know how I feel about that. But I don't have any snow here. That's what sucks. So when I go tomorrow, it's going to be all fucking on my own to fucking track. So, because I haven't been up there, and I haven't heard anybody that's been up there. So, whether it's for bow or, shotgun. So I'm going to be on my own. So sometimes I don't mind going in blind. Sometimes it doesn't bother me.
Ohio, I just posted a link to part of that Tucker interview.
Mm-hmm.
And it's still on Tucker's channel. It's just not the whole interview.
Okay.
But it's a good chunk of it.
What's the video, Dish?
It's a Tucker Carlson and Alex Jones interview. And he lays out a lot of shit. And he's dead on right.
Dish, what's the video?
Oh, Jay Watt shared a video of this guy taking a metal tree stand and putting it over the fire, and then he cut some back straps out of a deer, and he's cooking them in a cast iron skillet on the deer stand.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
We ran into a couple one time that was cooking over a campfire, and they had like this grate, and they had like some food on it, and I was looking at it, and I was like, "Where'd you get that grate?" And I was like, "Oh man, I've got that out of an old refrigerator." I said, "Is that galvanized steel?" He's like, "I don't know." I was like,
Oh.
Yeah, I think that's galvanized, bud. Are you trying to die? You trying to cook food on galvanized steel? You're going to end up poisoning everybody and dying, man.
Uh-oh.
Once it
Same
burns
with
off, once it
like
burns off, you're all right.
heating up a can of beans, in the can.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That can has a plastic liner you're eating when you heat it up in the can.
Yeah.
Not good.
Nope.
Well, if you heat it up like on an engine block or something where it doesn't get really, really hot and just
Yeah,
it just
warm.
warms it, yeah, you should be okay. We went down to Columbus last weekend. Stopped by my mom's just to say hi, because you can't be down there and drive by and not stop and say hi to your mom,
Mm. Yeah, I say hi to her every time I'm
You
in
can,
town.
you just can't get caught.
Right.
That was-
So we walk in and they got a fire going. I look over and they got these big ass fucking like baked potatoes in the fireplace and wrapped in aluminum foil. That's
Yummy.
what they were doing for
Nice.
dinner. I was like, yeah.
Yep. Nothing like a baked potato with a fucking half a stick of butter.
Mikey, when
Have
you
a stick
lean
of
your
butter.
head back,
Yeah.
when you lean your head back, you can't see the logo on your hat.
Yeah.
Just tilt your head back just a little bit. Does it not look like he's like one of those monks, like from the you know what I'm talking about, the hair?
I want to
He's
bake
also
potato.
sporting
Like
little
from the
buns.
medieval times.
half
He's
a
also
stick of
sporting the Princess Leia buns too.
half a stick of fucking butter and a fucking tablespoonful of fucking sour cream. That's how I like my baked potato.
What you do is, steakums.
Mm-hmm.
You get you some steakums, fry some steakums up with some onions and green peppers, and don't bake the potato, but boil them. And then when you pull it out of the water, dry it off with the towel or whatever, put it down in a bowl or plate, cut it in two, dump all that onions, green peppers, and steakums on top of it.
Oh,
Get you a big handful of cheese, throw the cheese on top of that, squirt your ranch dressing over it, and make a big old steak potato out of it, man. Oh, that's delicious.
It sounds good.
Oh, it is.
you remember Wendy's back in the day when you could get the baked potatoes and they had the full salad bar?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh my God. I used to make a meal and the baked potatoes were huge.
The fucking
Yep.
chili.
Not that big like the new
Hey.
ones.
The fucking chili. I'm
Yeah.
telling you right now, I don't know who makes it, how they do it, whatever. I don't know how. But I'm going to tell you something. They've got the best fucking chili.
You can buy Wendy's
buy
chili
their
in
chili.
can now.
I buy their chili, right? I come home, I'll get a jalapeno, cut that up, throw that in there. Fucking, I'll spice it up. But other than that, dude, I'm telling you, I love their chili.
There's people win contests by taking their chili and poured it into a pot and taking it to the contest with Wendy's chili.
So when I was a kid, I worked at Wendy's, and when you fry up these burgers, they got the square patties, and you would fry like 10 at a time up. Well, if you only get like 6 burgers ordered, you got 4 burgers that are piled up there. After they sit on the edge of the grill for like 10 minutes, you just chop them up and then you scoop it and throw that in the chili.
Yep.
You're going to sell the excursion. I'll tell you what, keep the excursion, sell me the fucking Chevy. Sell me the pickup. My car's dying. I got to get rid of it.
Uh-oh.
Wah, wah.
Just cost
Just
me
before winter too.
Sunday morning. I go to the store Sunday morning. No problem. I come back.
Is
Wife
this the
says
thing?
you got to pick up camera girl. I'm like, yep. And my other daughter was leaving to go somewhere. She says, "What's the matter with your car?" I said, "It won't start."
That was a good one, Jay Watt.
I'm like, nope, won't start. So she goes, picks up my daughter. Anyways, long story short, I accidentally found out that I needed a battery, and I say accidentally because my daughter and I were jumping it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking on, making sure videos, making sure I don't need a starter and everything, because it did click a lot, and then it stopped, and then I would turn the ignition on, and it would spin, like not the key itself, but you would hear like a spinning sound, and I'm like, I've never heard that before.
That's a bad alternator.
Nah, it's a bad battery.
Oh, it didn't have enough juice to kick the starter in.
So yeah, so what happened was that I stepped over the fucking jumper cables and knocked them off of her terminals, right? So now mine is still hooked up to my Dave, how the fuck are you, bro? Good to see you. You got 8 inches of ice, you bastard. Good luck, bro. Have fun. Hey, gunmetal guy, what's going on?
Hey, gunmetal guy.
What's up, bro?
So I accidentally hit the fucking cables. The cables stay on my battery, and she's yelling, "Dad, Dad, be careful!" I'm like, "Yeah, relax." And I said, "What the fuck?" She says, "What?" I says, "That should have sparked." And I went, "Nothing." So then I hooked them up to her battery, took them off my battery, and went, "Okay." She says, "What's the matter?" I said, "Now I gotta go buy a battery." $227 later.
Yeah, I can't believe how expensive batteries are now, man.
Yep.
Well, I just can't believe how expensive everything is right
And that's with giving my battery back to them for $22.
Wow.
Okay. And I bought my battery. Well, it's not when I bought it. They told me it's a born date. They have a born dates on the batteries, right? My born date on the battery that pulled out of my car was 4/19. So I said, "You're telling me I'm only getting 4 years, 4.5 years out of a fucking battery?"
Thanks a lot, Jay Watt. That just made me starving.
You tell me I'm only getting 4.5 years on a battery, and for $240 something fucking dollars, dude, I don't mind spending $240. I'll spend $300 on a battery. Tell me my battery's gonna last for 6 years.
Right.
You know.
I just put brakes all the way around my car.
Oh really?
Yeah, but I bought them from Rock Auto.
Yeah.
So I got the rears. I got rear rotors and pads for $79, and then I got front rotors and pads for $99. So
Awesome. But now you got to bend over and put the damn things on. It's not a hard job, it's just a pain in the dick.
they're already on. My neighbor is like, he's awesome. Dude, I just roll up, pull right in his driveway. He pulls the big ass floor jack out. He's got all the air tools and everything. It takes him like probably 10 minutes to do a brake job on not the one side, but like it takes him like 10 minutes to do the fronts and 10 minutes to do the backs. And he's got
Right on.
with that new Chevy that I have, it's got the electric on the rear brake for the parking brake that winds the caliper, squeeze, he's got that tool that you just stick it in there like and just wind it back in so you don't have to, like in the old days, remember how you had to like push the caliper back in?
I always squeeze it with a big old C clamp.
Yeah. Well, he's got this tool that hooks to the electric, and it electrically goes back in.
Yeah, I have a little hooked up. You put it. All you do is you crank it down, Stevie. You got it sits in on the caliper. Like you hook it onto the caliper itself, right? and then in the center it has like this little whatever 3/8, whatever, not 3/8. Yeah, I mean, it might be 3/8 half-inch fucking bolt with a little flat piece on it.
Yeah.
And you just twist the fucking caliper back in. But I don't mind. My neighbor gave me his floor jack. The excursion I'm on my third battery in 4 years. Wow.
But yeah, this dude across the street from me, he's a good dude. He's a teacher, and he's a gun guy. It's great.
Cool. I hope you slipped him $5.
Oh no, I paid him. You know what? You know what I paid him? I paid him $50 a side. So he made $200. So
$50 a wheel, you mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So you're on your Hyundai?
Well worth it.
no, on my Chevy
Your Chevy what?
Equinox.
Oh, that's a light. You could have did that yourself.
No, I can't, dude.
Why not?
Well, I don't have the tools. Plus, I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm wearing braces now on my legs.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so I just had a
Don't be
doctor-
sorry. He feels better.
yeah, I do feel better. Yeah, but I can't bend over. I can't because they're like you got the metal rods on the side. I'm like Forrest Gump. Got me some
Run, Forrest, run.
got me some Forrest legs. But now I have a bunch of bone spurs on my fucking kneecap that are digging in, and my kneecap is like on the side of my knee and not in the front. So I have to get that corrected.
Yeah, so wasn't that guy that broke in the guy's house?
That's what I was thinking. Like, damn, he's probably going through the same thing I'm going through.
Oh, that motherfucker's definitely gonna need surgery. I can tell you that much.
But yeah, I can't squat with these things on. I can't get on the floor and like
I was
get up.
I was so afraid to do it, right? And my neighbor says, so I said to my neighbor, I would do it with my brother, but my brother, he's kind of. So my neighbor come downstairs one day and he says, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm gonna do some do the brakes on my car." And he said, "Well, I'll help you." And my problem is that, and I do it all the time, is that I never take a photo first of what I'm doing, the way it's looked. So when I'm done, it looks that way when I'm done. So it doesn't, right? So like when we did when we changed the what do you call it? I put the fucking pan on the wrong way. The dust cover pan. What do they call that? We put it on backwards, and it's like, shh. I'm like, what the fuck is that? And
Oh, that little thin plate in the back.
Yeah. So I had to fucking turn around, and right. So when we did the CV joint, so but my neighbor, he's like, I'll ask him just to look over my shoulder, make sure I don't, fuck anything out. So I'm doing everything. And he says, "How do you know it's whatever?" I think it's a 10 millimeter. He goes, "How do you know it's 10 millimeter?" I said, "Oh, because I looked up on the fucking YouTube and my car, and guy said it's 10 millimeter. It's not." I said, "Okay. But not for nothing." He says, "What?" I goes, "The fucking 10 millimeter slug, I just took the fucking bolt off." Of course, don't forget now, the reason why I have him doing this is because when we were doing my CV joint and we put everything back on, put everything back on, right? The rotor's going back on, and I put the caliper on, and I never tightened down the fucking caliper bolts. Oh my God. I mean, I tightened them, but they weren't, because all of a sudden my tire just went, and it stopped, wouldn't go. Snap one of them right off.
Wow.
Oh yeah. Yep. So son of a bitch. I was $300 from my house. And what do you call? I called the towing company.
Going or coming?
Leaving. Yeah.
Oh,
And so I says, I called up. My wife says, "You kidding me?" I goes, "No." So she called Geico. We have the same. Geico's got that thing. It's almost like AAA. You know, you can use them 4, 5, 8, whatever times a year. I forget how many times a year you can use them, but per vehicle, you know.
right.
And anyways, they show up, and he says, "Is this gonna be a long ride?" I go, "Dude, we're in front of Duncan's." He says, "Yeah." I says, "You can see my street sign from here." "You're kidding me." I go, "No." He said, "Damn." I said, "Why? What's the matter?" He said, "I was going to get a coffee." I said, "Go get the fucking coffee." I don't give a fuck. So he goes, gets his coffee. Sure as fuck, put it back in the fucking parking lot, pull the fucking tire off, and there's the fucking one bolt gone. So I got out on the street, get another one. Never laughed so hard in my fucking life. I said, "See, that's why you're fucking standing behind me, make sure I don't fuck things up."
And taking pictures is a good idea, especially if you have the old drum brakes with the fucking cable and the
So
string.
when you're putting the pads on, Stevie, right? Some of them have that stupid metal fucking clip, right? All right. But here's the thing. I'm always fucking up I call it front and back, but it's really not front and back.
Inside, outside.
Inside, outside. And I'm always fucking that up. I don't know why.
The clip goes on the inside,
The
right?
clip goes on the inside. So
Okay. You know what that clip's for?
no.
That's so your brakes squeak before they're totally worn out.
Oh,
Chirp,
really?
chirp, chirp, chirp. That's when you know to change them. Of course, if you break it off, a lot more
You
mileage.
just take your rim off and turn the wheel real hard and take a screwdriver and bend it out so it don't squeak anymore.
Yeah.
It's almost time for rotors though.
I'm telling you, dude, Rock Auto.
Oh, I know. I buy a lot of times. I'll buy if I know ahead of time. Right? I will. Like I would have went to fucking. I would ask fucking Rock Auto if they. I would have went online to see if Rock Auto sold batteries, because if I know ahead of time, like I need a directional. I broke my fucking the whole arm, gone. I broke it. So I'm gonna order that through Rock Auto.
But what
You know
kills
I'm
me is like with my warranty, I take my car for oil changes
Yeah.
to the dealership.
Ooh.
So that way it stays, you keep it under warranty or whatever, because they log everything.
Oh, okay.
So they always give you like this little, after they're done with their work, they bring you over to the desk and they're like, "Okay, today's, it's going to be $62 for the oil change today, and blah blah blah. And here's our recommendations from our mechanics." And it's like your brakes, your tires, all the stuff that they recommend you fucking get done, right? And I was looking at the brakes and I was like, I know I need new brakes, and this was like last month when I got the oil change. And I said, "Okay, well, where's the estimate on the brakes?" And he's like, "Oh, right here." And he's showing me, he's like front and back and blah 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 for new rotors and new pads, and you know, and they label everything like the grease and the tabs, and it's just like all the normal stuff you do when you fucking get a brake job. And it was like $900.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Get the fuck out of here." I was like, "For a brake job?" So
Well,
I started looking it up. That's like an average price right now, dude, for a brake job on any car.
I just
But-
got my van priced out because I got the shitty factory brake pads on there that are too good, and it causes one wheel to grab and it starts that front end wobble bullshit. The Chevy death wobble. I got to switch over to semi-metallic brakes.
The other thing too is that you can buy pads fucking $20.
Yeah.
Okay. But you probably replace them in 6 months. But the thing is that when you're doing this brake job, you're probably paying medium to high end pads. And higher end pads to me are fucking stupid unless you have a fucking brand spanking new fucking vehicle, and it's like a fucking quote unquote racing car or something foolish. Other than that, I'm not. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I am not spending $189 for a fucking set of pads. You can go fuck your fist. It's not happening.
The thing is, when you take it to a shop, and I know this for a fact, the mechanics markup on parts is
unbelievable.
300%.
Oh, it's unbelievable. That's why, you know what I like doing? I'll take it to a shop and I'll say, so listen, I tried to do this. All the stuff's in the back seat that you need. I do it all the time.
Yeah.
I do it all the time. Like if I'm lazy, I don't want to do it. I will go out and I'll buy this and I'll say, I'll open one up and everything and, take it out so you can see, and I'll say, Jesus Christ, I tried. I just couldn't. I don't know what the fuck happened. But I do have everything I need. It's in the back seat. If you can just tell me, and I schmooze them all. I says, I watch videos on it too, and geez, I just can't seem to do it. Yeah, okay. Now they're only charging you the labor. Labor's still almost $100 an hour, but it ain't no fucking 3 hours to do a fucking even a complete fronts and backs. It ain't no fucking 3. I can do it in fucking under an hour, and probably front all 4. I can probably do in an hour.
Yeah, and that's taking lug nuts off and shit.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing, right? So
yeah, I think I said my neighbor did it in like probably 40 minutes, front and back.
But he had all the right tools. He had all the.
Oh yeah, he's got everything, dude.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, he's got a business account too, and like if I need something, I always check because if I go to O'Reilly Auto Parts and use his business account, he gets a discount because he buys so much shit there. And I'll check and see, and then I'll see how much it is because it was going to cost me about $200 more to get it from O'Reilly, and they still had to ship it. So I just went to Rock Auto and got it. And when I went to Rock Auto, I bought OEM stuff.
Wait a minute, or ordered from?
Or ordered from when I went to their website. Yeah, I was able to get OEM, like genuine GM stuff, which surprised me.
My
but then if you look at it, original GM stuff is also from China also.
OEM, that was a great band too.
My humidifier on my, over here with my heat in the basement went out, broke. So my landlord says, "Oh, where do I?" I says, "Hello, I work for a heating company. Don't worry about it." He said, "Can you install it?" I said, "No." I said, "But I'll have it done." So I asked my boss, I said, "Hey, this is what I told him." He's like, "Yeah." He said, "Get on Portland Group. He said, get one." He says, "Use your, use the account, but put down the date, but put your name, just put Mike D next to it, home, and I'll know what it's for." I'm like, okay. So I put my name and everything on there. He sent somebody out to fucking 30 minutes to fucking do it. So my landlord says, "Was that a lot of money?" I don't know. I said, I just, she says, "Well, how much do I owe you?" "You don't owe me anything." I says, I'll buy it. It's not an issue. Because it's a, $200 fucking pot that he's now giving me for, $80, $90. And he had somebody put it in for me. So it's like, and the kid says, "Your condensate pump's about fucking," I said, "Yeah, I know, it's about fucking 70 years old. Right tools to do the brakes. All you need is a jack, tire iron, and maybe a C-clamp to compress the cylinder." Yeah, well, what about the fucking... You need the right tools. I think it's easy. If you have a lift, it's easier, in my opinion.
The only thing I don't like about Chevy is they use that stupid Hex wrench bullshit that usually you can't get to, and it tries to strip out. And
Well, it's like Sunday when I was looking at these videos. It was my starter, and I'm watching this guy doing how he's doing the starter. I'm like, motherfucker! Now I go spend more money and buy this extension with a swivel on it because I'm not going to be able to get that nut without an extension with a swivel on it.
they always make one bolt hard to get to.
Yeah. So I'd already spent the money in my head, and it was the battery.
Hey, I had a 94 Camaro, and I had to go buy a special fucking socket in order to take something off to do brake jobs with it. It was like,
yeah, it's the black.
It was like it looked like a big fucking Allen wrench with a socket on it. It was some special tool.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It's mine's what do you call it? It's a key. I took all mine off now though.
Allen wrench back in the day. Now they switched over to that fucking star shit, which always strips.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I had a black socket. I don't have it anymore.
Are you talking about like the special one to take off the lug nut?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm talking. No, this is like
The brake
a
caliper.
bolt on the caliper. Yeah, it's a bolt on the caliper. It takes
Yeah,
special.
it's like 9/16 or something, isn't it?
I don't know. It's fucking. I had to buy it from fucking.
No, it's like an Allen wrench, and now they switched over to the stupid star looking ones where the nubs always strip out.
I didn't know that.
Right, Jay? What? Spend 4 days digging a trench.
Right.
Hopefully it doesn't rain while you're digging.
We had a shit at my uncle's house. On the side of his house, he had like a little hill or whatever, and he ended up stacking up some cinder blocks and packing dirt around it and making his own ramps on the side of the house. And God, that shit was there for 30 years probably. And everyone would pull up, they'd drive around the backyard, come around the back of the garage, pull up on there.
My driveway
Change
growing
their
up
oil and shit.
when I was a kid had the perfect little hump on the side of the driveway to work on your car. You had to block the tires, but other than that, it worked perfect.
Who's Clown Town on Glen Quagmire? Giggity giggity then.
Yeah, he wishes. Quagmire is rich now since that show caught on.
Right.
Giggity all the way to the bank.
145 on the torque, yes. Then I saw when I was doing the tires years ago, I saw this guy changing tires on the truck, and he's got a fucking flap bar about 4 feet long, for Christ's sakes. And I'm like, what's that for? He said, dude, watch this. Undoes the lugs on the truck. Undoes the lugs. All right. Takes the tire off, puts a new tire on. So instead of trying to pick up this fucking heavy fucking tire, what's he do? He takes the fucking pry bar, puts on the pry bar, and goes, bloop, right on the fucking hub, boom, right in.
Oh, there's a press release I want to look at real quick.
Uh-oh.
There was where my mom lives, there was yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday there was a fight in a Wendy's parking lot. Somebody got shot and killed.
Wow.
Uh-oh.
It's a small town, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna look at it real quick. You guys see if they give a name, if I know anybody or anything.
Hope not.
OnlyFans. Oh.
Don't you wish you had that kind of money?
Right?
Oh, if only let go of your morals.
Now, imagine just those fucking things get in the way. Although she does, she gets rid of them every once in a while. You know, and we share that shanty shack. So
Somebody's hitting me up.
Ohio.
I miss the days when Dish used to love me and have that Steve.
I loved that too. That was awesome. It used to drive somebody nuts, and I loved it.
Uh-huh.
Where's the?
Christmas.
No, I can't see the. I gotta get fucking new fucking cheetahs. Because these cheetahs
Or
suck.
wake up a little bit so you're not squinting so hard.
I'm already awake. It's the fucking. If I sit back here, I can't read. I can't read that.
Well, reading glasses aren't made to be sit back there. They're supposed to be at, book where you hold a book. That's where they're supposed to focus.
So I can. It starts to focus right about here.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you never know. Gear, it's early yet, kid. No, it's not early. It's like 12:30, Gear. Am I frozen again?
Nope.
It's 12:30, Gear, Eastern Standard Time.
Yep.
Nope, not gonna say how I knew this shirt. What shirt?
My Monster shirt.
Oh.
One of them.
I just watched a couple of documentaries on the kids from Addams Family.
Oh, really?
Yeah, how goofed up and screwy their lives were.
One of the guys called me. It got warm here today. I took my hat off. One of the guys called me Festa.
Yeah, it was almost 60 here today, I think.
Yeah, it was like 58 degrees, 57 degrees here today.
It was 48 here.
It's now 35, though.
The Michigan internal temperature was 50.
Right.
Like they do with Alaska. You got your coastal and you got your internal. What?
The Bruins won. So that's a plus.
Yeah.
Yeah, they beat the Islanders. What was I going to just look up, Stevie? You had said something. Fucker.
Dish's OnlyFans page? That's funny, Gear. I was just talking about sleeping bags today.
Dude, I bought a Coleman sleeping bag, and it's supposed to be like a big man sleeping bag.
Yeah.
And it's good for like 16,
you can if you need it.
like 16 degrees and below or something like that, or 18 degrees and below. And the first time I went to use it, I went to zip it up, couldn't even zip the fucking thing up. I was like, this ain't no big man. I mean, either that or I'm really, really fucking big. I was like, I'm just going to have to buy me one of those double sleeping bags, like the 2-person ones.
Yeah.
I always buy the big bag because I get claustrophobic in the small one.
Dude, if I can't roll over, like when I was a kid, I used to
elbow
zip, like the
hits.
mummy bags or whatever. I always wanted one of the mummy bags. But now I got to have some elbow room, and I got to be able to roll over and kick my knee out and everything.
Yep.
It's going to be 50 here tomorrow. It's going to rain Sunday, rain Monday. It's going to be 61 on Monday and rain. Then Tuesday, partly sunny, 43. Wednesday, 43. Thursday, 42. Saturday, 41. I'm going to go hunting again before Christmas. No snow, rain. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, rain. I only have a couple more days I can hunt. Well, more than a couple of days, but a couple more times that I can hunt. Because these assholes won't let us hunt on Sundays. So I don't know. I don't know what the issue was hunting on a Sunday. But they have an issue. Hey, Steve, you doing a chat tomorrow night?
Kind of feeling like I'm getting back in the mood.
Okay.
I just been worried about the public shit they've been watching and holding against people, and somebody might say something controversial, and
Well, they can suck a dick.
yeah, they can suck a dick when they're knocking on your front door, and I can't afford a lawyer.
Well, neither can I. So you whip out your dick and say, "Suck my dick."
Suck my dick. Go get a warrant.
Suck my dick.
Right.
Hey, Mikey. Says Alabama fans say roll tide because they can't spell elephant.
That's right. Oh, right on, Gear. That's cool. Okay, Mike.
I gotta admit, Dish, I'm a little worried.
Why?
I don't know, man. I just don't have faith that they can beat Alabama.
I know. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm worried too. Even though we've been doing so good.
I know.
That's what she brought me, Jay. What? She brought me tape. I have. I stole some adhesive tape from work, and for my part-time job when I fucked up my finger. It's
Oh,
still
okay.
just getting better, Dish.
Really?
Yeah. And I did that how many months ago?
Yeah.
And so when I cut it, I needed to tape it, and I'm like, what the fuck? So I just, and she needed it for her elbow because she's still in the fucking what do you call it? So
I used to get that in school gym class all the time. That white athletics tape, man, that was good stuff. Use it on everything, almost as good as duct tape.
Oh, and I found my fucking Gorilla tape. I was so fucking pleased. I was like, I know you don't have Gorilla tape. I know I have a roll of Gorilla tape, so it was in my car. Clean my car Sunday too. Found a key. Didn't even know I had another key to my car. I find this black case under the fucking seat. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Did you put it there, or do you think the
No.
other owner did?
No, the other owner did. So I'm like, what the fuck is this? And I'm like, oh, it's a key. I'm like, I take the keys out of my car and put them in the ignition. I'm like, oh, starts my car. That's great.
Sweet. Yeah. Now, when the wife says takes your keys and say you can't go hunting, you can just sneak right out there and go. Good luck getting back, though.
Oh, I can go. She'll be at work by the time. Well, actually, we'll probably leave at the same time. Oh, we'll get up at the same time, but I don't know if I'm gonna go to buy. I might go out back. The only problem is if I go out back, it's really. I mean, technically, by the law, I can do it, but if I let that muzzleloader ride, it's gonna make a lot of noise. It just
and smoke.
Evidence. It just echoes.
It just takes one neighbor to make phone calls.
Yeah, but don't forget now where I am. Okay.
In town.
Yep. But.
Hey, Dish, do you have ordinance about firing off guns in town?
No, but I can fire in town. I have to be 500 feet from a dwelling. Yada 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 yada.
Yada yada yada. Make sure there's hunting in your township or whatever.
There is. So, and I'm hunting away. I'm not obviously shooting towards the buildings, but it gets so quiet.
Yeah,
it gets so quiet that when somebody pulls up to Duncan's fucking drive-through, I can hear them ordering.
Oh wow!
If it's really quiet early in the morning, yeah, that's how. We're 625 feet from the fence. Okay, and then from the fence to the Duncan's building itself, it's got to be another 100 feet. So I'm 700 feet away.
Well, usually they outlaw hunting near a Dunkin' Donuts because bears are so attracted to Dunkin' Donuts.
Next year, I'm going out to Western Mass and I'm going to shoot a bear. My buddy keeps saying to me, he says, Jesus, the kid I used to sit with at the Patriots game, when are you coming out to my house to shoot a bear? I said, you have a gun? Yeah, shoot a bear. Get on a license, shoot a bear.
That'd be awesome.
He says he's got one there. He said it's got to go at least 3 1/4. That's about the biggest one he's seen. Everything else is smaller on that.
I sent you that picture of the one out behind my uncle's house, right? He's fucking lounging.
Yeah.
They guesstimate it's between 500 and 600 pounds.
Oh, it's got to be.
It's fucking huge.
It's got to be. And that's big for a black bear. Black bears don't get that big.
Oh, yeah. That's huge and old. It's because they don't let us hunt them here. You have to do a lottery thing, and your chances of getting picked are like 1 in a billion.
Yeah, that's like us with the moose.
It's bullshit. I think if you own private land where there's bears around, you should be able to, they should make it easier for you to hunt on private land and get a permit.
Right.
It's not like you're going on state land or nothing. Yeah, right under his bow blind, which is a big old box blind with a real stairs and a heater.
All the important things.
Yep. He says to me last time out, I used to laugh at those guys that built these kind of blinds.
My blind's going to be like a full size fucking like
10 by 10 room.
No, it's going to be like a shit. What do they call them? Like just a mobile home, like a single wide trailer.
A tiny house.
I had a buddy that's
like a 1982 mobile home, spray painted camouflage. Got a fucking PlayStation in there and a microwave.
I had a buddy that the first day he had a ground blind, pop up ground blind. And the first day he put a hole in it with a bullet. Because
have you seen those ones where you can shoot bow and arrows out of them?
He wasn't smart enough to open the fucking little screen patch there for the. And so he opened it, but then I guess the screen was there.
Flame.
Right through the screen.
My uncle did that with his 460. I said, "You're not supposed to shoot through those." Oh yeah, no problem. Oh, it's getting a little bit dark. I hear boom, and he said, "Yep, there was flames. I shouldn't have done
it." Have you seen the ones you can shoot through though?
They say shoot through screens. That's meant for bow hunters.
Right.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah, but it cuts the screen. There goes your mosquito protection. I'd be worried about it, making my arrow wobble and shit.
True.
I don't think I'd ever do it. Unless I had, absolutely had no choice.
Well, I do it now, but
you see a lot of those pop-up blinds got holes in the ceilings where the guy's trying to remember which way his safety works.
Right.
They said, on average, half the shots you hear on opening day is guys trying to remember which way their safety goes.
So red is dead.
Oh, wait. Speaking of Mikey, did you know that I got shot?
No.
Steve, I told you, didn't I?
I don't think so.
At the range? We went to the indoor range on the day after Thanksgiving.
I remember you saying that you were going to go, but.
So we go to the range, and it's me and my two brother-in-laws and my nephew. And we've got 2 lanes. So we got 2 and 2 sharing, we got 4 people and we're sharing 2 lanes between 4 people. And there was a guy to the left of us. And then there was a couple to the right of us. And he was showing her how to shoot. She was new, right?
Uh-huh.
And she was like teacupping it, and she was like all over. And I just looked at the guy, and I said, "Well, there went Mikey."
I guess he was
So-
ready for bed. Okay, everybody act real skinny and tall.
Yeah. So should I wait for Mikey to see if he comes back?
It's up to you.
Well,
Speaking of seeing which way your safety works,
right. So I just looked at the guy and I go, "Hey, bud, do you mind some, advice or what's it called, criticism or whatever?" And he was like, "No, absolutely." I said, "You need to have her change her grip on her gun." I said, "You see how how you grip it? Try to get her to choke up on it and grip it higher like that, and show her where to place her hand because she is all over." And he's like, "Yeah, it's her first time though." And I was like, "Yeah, that's okay. That's what she's here for. Show her." And I went up and I shot, and I come back to the little table thing, and I got my back toward the range, and I'm sitting there loading magazines. Well, she starts shooting. Well, she shot the damn crossbar. What Mikey? Is that Mikey saying he?
Yeah, he
Wow.
said his internet went out.
Oh crap! So
he can't hear me say that. Yeah, right.
yeah. So she shoots the crossbar, and it like all the wires and everything that's that for the system, they all fall. But all you hear is a gunshot, boom, and the next thing you know, I'm like, ow, fuck! I got something hit me in the back, like in the lower back, and I put my hand back there, and I'm like, holy shit, it was hot. I was like, ah, I was like, fuck. And I look at my brother-in-law. I was like, I've been shot, dude. I was like, I'm waiting for like a handful of blood, right? But I pulled a piece of the bullet, and it's like snagged in my shirt, my sweatshirt. It like
Holy
penetrated
cow.
my sweatshirt, but it didn't penetrate my skin, but it did leave a bruise.
No
But it was
shit.
fucking hot, and I was like, what the fuck? It was a ricochet that came back and hit me.
Now your
That-
back, you
right in the
turned-
back, right in my lower back.
Yeah, but how did it hit your back? Did you turn your back to the range?
My
Like-
back was to the range because I was standing at the tables loading magazines.
Dude, that
They-
might have hit you right in the ball sack. You would have been facing it.
If I was facing the range, it would have hit me not in the ball sack, because where it hit me, it would have hit me like right in the stomach if I was standing forward, if I was
Oh,
facing the range.
well, with the courts today, you could sue that liberal for everything they own.
I was just like, holy shit. And like the bullet, it was just a lead bullet. It was fucking hot. I handed it to my brother-in-law. He's like, God damn, that's hot. And I'm like, yeah. I said, I said, dude, I was like, I pulled my shirt up. I was like, tell me, is there something there? He's like, oh, you got like a little bruise. He's like, but it didn't penetrate. I was like, how the fuck did? I was like, yeah, I got lucky, dude. But you know what it felt like? It felt like somebody walked up with a slingshot and a fucking marble and shot me in the back from like a foot away. That's what it felt like. I mean, it
It's pretty
stung.
powerful.
He said,
Yeah.
Mikey said,
Just
fuck it, see you guys tomorrow night.
Yeah, he said, what the hell? He said, F it. I'll see you guys tomorrow night.
Well,
Yeah,
his
we can't shut off the chat though, can we?
stream would be
No.
going all night long. Oh, you know what? When I came in here tonight, I seen something about a limit to how long you can stream.
Really?
When I came in on the link, yeah, said something about just to let you know this is now a timed live stream or something, whatever it said.
Yeah, because he still goes by the free one, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the stuff they tell you has to do with the chat you're using.
Yeah.
You know, kind of like the green room does now. There, you happy, Ohio? I called it the green room.
Yeah, but they stopped doing that. Remember, we were on that chat that one night and it never kicked us off. Yeah, when it used to give you like an hour, you had to start a new one each time.
Yeah, that was a pain in the ass. But it did help you keep track of time, so it cut back on the 4 o'clock in the morning chats.
Mm-hmm.
Holy God, the sun's coming up. I better go to bed. Well, I'm getting hungry.
I'm getting
Yeah,
tired.
that's what I did. I went when I said I'll be back and I left. I went and got some Doritos.
You dick. I got a brand new bag of regular Lay's chips and a brand new bag of Cheetos Curly Puffs.
Oh, cool.
The
Cheese
puffy
balls.
cheese balls.
Cheese balls. You too can sound like Sean Connery if you just say cheese balls.
Cheese balls.
Cheese balls.
What you got there, Dish? Just some cheese balls.
Cheese balls.
Yeah, right, Jay Watt.
I'm going to turn my light off and put a small light on me and go to bed and just be on Mike's chat. Ohio sleeping like all night.
That would be epic, dude. All night long. Why we watch you scratch your ass in the middle
All right,
of the
watch me
night.
scratch my balls in the middle of the night when don't know what I'm doing. Dude, that was my biggest fear when I did like that sleep apnea study. Is like all these people are watching me. Am I going to start scratching my ass and my nuts and not know it when I'm in my sleep?
Well, they say on average, a man gets a full erection like 4 or 5 times a night.
Oh, really?
So there's that.
My wife says like in the middle of the night that I just like lift my leg and be like, and I just rip one all the time. She's like, you're dead asleep and you still lift your leg and fart. And I was like, I don't know. I guess it's just happened. I guess.
You got to get the butt fat out of the way, otherwise they're all squeakers.
Right. Yeah.
You can feel that bubble going through your cheeks.
They should be home soon. My wife goes, she's like, how would she goes something about this movie. Do you want to see this movie? Because they wanted to go see this movie, right? And I'm like, I have no interest in seeing the Hunger Games like prequel movie or whatever.
Oh.
Right. And so I was like, no, you guys can go see that without me. I could care less. So she got tickets for it and everything. So they were getting ready to go. And my neighbor, I was across the street talking to him. And he talked about him and his wife went and seen it. And I was like, is it any good? He's like, dude, it's a fucking musical. It's like a 3-hour musical. So
from the Hunger Games?
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck? And so when my wife I told my wife, I was like, enjoy the music. When she's like, musical, I was like, yeah. I said, Josh just said that the Hunger Games was kind of like a musical. So she looks it up online real quick and she's like, motherfucker. And she's already bought the tickets and everything.
That's terrible. I hate musicals.
Me too. The only musical I could ever watch, and honestly, is Grease. Right. I'm okay with Grease. But anything else, oh my God, like Sound of Music, any of that shit, Mamma Mia, all that. No. Now, I like movies with music, like Rockstar or the Bohemian Rhapsody movie about Queen or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I have not seen that yet. I forgot about that.
That's a good flick. But there's one called Rocket Man about Elton John that I was like, oh, this would probably be pretty good. And it's your typical musical where like they sing the lines, like if we're talking to each other, like,
oh God,
what are we doing tonight, Steve? We're gonna do a chat and we're gonna have fun. Yeah,
we're gonna chat. Yeah,
it's like, no, I hate movies like that.
Me too.
I hear that shit in my head. I don't need to watch it on a movie.
Right. But yeah, the Bohemian Rhapsody is pretty good. It's a good flick. But she's got to work tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Like she works like one Saturday a month, and of course they decide to go to this movie on the night that she works a Saturday. So, and she looks at she's like, "Fucking, it's 2 hours and 40 some minutes long," and I'm like, "And it's a musical," and it didn't start till 10 o'clock. So
Chitty chitty bang bang.
when Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, yeah.
Scares me as I still know that song from when I was like 8 years old when I seen the
What was Chitty Chitty Bang Bang the one where he was the chimney sweep?
That was Mary
No, that-
Poppins.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
Mary Poppins. See, I don't even know which
Chitty
one.
Bang Bang was the old car, the coupe.
Yeah, okay.
We love chitty chitty bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang. We love you.
Chitty Chitty Bang Bang sounds like something you would do like to a like Vietnamese hooker or something.
Hey baby, chitty chitty bang bang.
Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
That song?
Let me give you a Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, $5.
Now, see, this is the kind of stuff that where you end up arrested and go to court and all that shit. Disha bail us out.
Yeah, and I would too.
We're her
It's Mike's channel. It doesn't matter. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Leave it all. Chicken fried rice. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Chicken fried rice.
When he's walking around calling everybody zipper head for fuck's sakes.
Yeah. Like, you can't do that, Mikey. Why not? Because this is what it means. No, it doesn't mean that, does it? It's amazing when you like we had a newscaster here local in Cleveland that they were talking about music or whatever, and it was like on live TV, and she's like I don't know, I just not real big on that type of music, and she's like, yeah, I didn't grow up on the jigaboo music or whatever.
Oh no!
Yeah, and the guy next to her, like her co-host, is Wayne Dawson. He's a black guy, and he's like, dude, Wayne Dawson is like a local newscaster here. He's a black guy, and he dresses. If I could dress like him and get away with it, Jesus Christ, he looks so fucking just suave on every. He wears like, oh man, he looks good. Like purple, he wears like purple shirts and suits and shit, and only stuff that he could get away with. And he just kind of looked at her and was just like, "Did you really just say that?" You know what I mean?
Jigaboo music, that's
Yeah,
terrible.
I'm not too big into the jigaboo music or something. She said, I was like, "Oh my god!"
That's like a huge one.
Right? And she's not even from this area. She's from like, I think she was like Miss Arkansas or Miss something. I don't know. Yeah,
That's the end of your life.
She's still on there. She's still on there every day.
You got to let go of that old school, because I grew up, my whole family, and not meaning nothing to it, the old Brazil nut thing.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
You know exactly what I'm talking about, and
sure do.
no clue there was any meaning behind it. And
Right.
it's like,
Or how
oof.
about the eeny, meeny, miny, mo?
Yeah. I did change that to tiger, though. Catch a tiger
Yeah.
by the toe. Yeah, had no clue. Zip, just what I grew up hearing. Well, when I was, 6, 7, 8.
Right. Well, that's why it's learned. You know what I mean? That's
Right.
Mhm.
it's a learned thing. It depends on.
Well, I can say proudly, my daughter calls them Brazil nuts.
Right.
Jay Watt.
I think there's actually another name for them too. I don't know. It's
Are you going to make Google say it?
I'm going. What the hell is it? It's
Come on, see if Siri will say it. Or whoever you have hooked up on it.
I'm looking to see. Maybe not. Why to avoid Brazil nuts? Uh-oh. Great. If you eat too many Brazil nuts, it can lead to toxic levels of selenium in the body and cause symptoms such as bad breath, diarrhea, nausea, skin rashes, lesions, nerve pain.
That's the problem I've been having.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody that can eat more than like 2 Brazil nuts.
Right, because they get so damn dry.
Goddamn, I know it. And oily. 2's enough.
Like during Christmas time, you get the mixed nuts and you got to crack the nuts or whatever. You always get like 2 Brazil nuts in the bag, and then you
they're
get
always left. They're always
you get
left for last.
you get a bunch of almonds and some pecans and some big ass walnuts, and then you get like 3,000 fucking hazelnuts.
Yeah. Where do all
Usually,
these Brazil nuts
we
come
usually
from?
end up with like 3,000. Not enough hazelnuts and 3,000 almonds, which I eat almonds. I love the taste, especially like smokehouse almonds or
Oh, I
something.
love those.
But I can never. It's like I got a mouthful of sawdust when I'm done chewing. I can't
Right,
swallow
yeah.
it. It's like, how'd that dry out so bad?
What is your favorite nut?
The one I get. Oh,
Yeah.
I'd have to say cashews.
Me too.
Or
Yeah. But I mean, I like peanuts, but I mean, cashews are probably my favorite, but then peanuts.
well, I just ate a bunch pistachios in my second.
Oh yeah, I forgot. See, I always forget about pistachios.
As long as they're salty enough.
My mom used to eat pecans all the time, and I didn't like them.
Pecans I love as long as you clean them really well and get that little bitter sawdust bullshit off them. That's like my favorite when they're cleaned well. But you
What
got
about chestnuts?
I've never
like
had one.
Really, my grandpa used to have a chestnut tree, and we always, would get the chestnuts.
Roasting.
It takes you like 2 hours to fucking peel the thing off of them in order to eat them, and then they look like little yellow brains.
Yeah, they do.
Cashew outside. There you go, Gear. I totally missed that one. Damn it. These nuts.
These nuts.
And there's something about a fresh bag of salty in the shell peanuts that is pretty freaking awesome.
Like the ones you buy at the baseball game?
Yeah, you like licking the shell to get more salt. Where all the rat hair is stuck.
You know what else I like? I like a lot of times they're like candy coated or honey glazed, like almonds or whatever. The hot roasted ones you always get like Christmas time, like on the cart.
Candied cashews or the candied almonds or whatever.
Yeah.
SKS's favorite nut is a donut.
Donut.
Now, Nutty Donuts, you got something going.
Oh man! Speaking of donuts, the chief brought in a bunch of donuts today, and he always hooks me and his administrative assistant. He gets us separate stuff. He bought donuts for all the guys, and then he got us apple fritters.
Oh, I got apple fritters too to eat.
This
he brought home.
This freaking apple fritter, man, it's like the size of my head.
Wow.
Oh, you talking about the big fried ones?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was like,
that used to be my hangover.
It's like glazed over or something. And it's like I ate probably
all of it.
No, I ate like an inch of it, like an inch wide sliver, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is too much." I've been eating on this damn thing for like 2 days now.
Mm.
I
The
have
thing
it-
that's
I
cool
have it
about
wrapped
them,
in-
you take the fritter and then you slice it sideways and make it like a pocket, and then just dump your coffee right in there, and then you just go to town. That used to be my hangover cure when I lived in New Orleans. I'd walk
Oh,
down to Donuts,
I'm
get
gonna
a
try
couple of
this.
fritters in the coffee.
I see one of those quick things on like a YouTube video or a TikTok video. I want to try it where you take like some like apple pie filling and you dump a can of apple pie filling in a crock pot, and then you take cinnamon rolls, like just like your regular, like the kind you buy, like Pillsbury cinnamon rolls,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and you just chop up little nuggets of cinnamon rolls, throw it in there, and then pour another can of fucking apple pie mix or whatever, with the apples in it, and then you bake it, or you put it in your crock pot and turn it on high for a few hours, and then once it's like all those, because all they are is like biscuits, cinnamon roll biscuits or whatever. Once
but
everything
in
is
the wet,
fluffed
they're
up,
gonna be more like cinnamon dumplings.
yeah, that's what it's like. That's what it looks like. It's like cinnamon dumplings. It's like dumplings inside of apples. And then because they give you the 2 packets of like icing, and then you just take the icing and put that on top when it's done. I've seen it on like a YouTube video or TikTok video or whatever. I was like, I want to fucking try that. It looks good.
Just eat the whole damn pot with a spoon.
Right.
Now I got to go eat.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm out of here, folks.
All right. Yeah, we're gonna have to leave and just leave this thing running. Let's see how long it runs with nobody in it.
It was great talking to you guys.
All right. We'll see you later.
Yep. Night, everybody out there.